generating income when you are on these apps. Listen, it is diabolical how a lot of you guys spend so much time on these apps. A lot of you guys are on here all day scrolling, liking, commenting, sharing, but you're not even getting paid to be here. At some point, we got to start respecting our time. These apps make millions and you're not even getting a piece of the pie. Make it make sense. If you are not making money while you are on these apps, that is a serious problem that we have to fix today. Not tomorrow, good morning, not next week. It's got to get fixed today. Okay? Today. Something else I want you ladies to understand is this, good morning. You should be generating income while you are asleep. See, the goal is to build generational wealth. But we cannot do that if the only time you make money is if you're actively working for it. Okay? Because listen, at some point you're going to want to take a vacation, right? At some point, you're going to want to do self care. You're going to want to spend time with your family. You're going to want to get 8 hours of sleep. Yeah. But if the only time you make money is if you're actively working for it, well, then that's a problem that we have to fix today, not tomorrow and not next week. It has to get fixed today. Okay. Ladies, you only need one digital product in your store. See, a lot of you guys get hung up on making ebook after ebook after ebook. You are addicted to making ebooks, but you're not addicted to selling them. Make it make sense. You only need one product. Good morning. And that one product that you choose to create and sell will literally change your entire life forever. I need you to have one idea. You make that one ebook, that one digital product, and you resell it over and over and over again to hundreds upon thousands of people. It's really not that hard, but you make it hard. You make it hard because you live in fear. Good morning. You live in fear. Okay. On my live, oopsies, hold on my live, fear stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what you've been doing for a very long time. You have been running away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea for years because you're so fearful of looking stupid. You're so fearful of people talking about you. You're so fearful of failing. You have all of these fears that you just won't let go of. And the crazy thing is, these fears that you're holding on to are just things that haven't even happened that you're making up in your head. You are literally driving yourself crazy. Am I lying? That fear that you refuse to let go of is the very fear that's stealing your dream life from you. The life where you live peacefully, the life where you have financial freedom, yeah, that life. The life where you can afford to take vacations with your family without putting it on Afterpay and Klarna, yeah, that life. Oh, yes, that life. It is stealing that life from you. Okay? We have got to let go of fear. Good morning, so that you can finally live the life that you have always wanted to live. Okay? Now, good morning. This morning, you guys, I'm going to be teaching you how to build your online business from scratch. I'm going to be teaching you how to create your ebook and how to sell it. But most importantly, ladies, I'm going to be teaching you how to build yourself. Contrary to popular belief, you are holding yourself back. I'm big on accountability. This is not the live to be victim blaming. We're not doing that here. We're not doing pity parties over here. At the end of the day, you are holding yourself back. It is your lack of consistency. It is your lack of discipline, your lack of follow through, your lack of self prioritization in your own life, your lack of confidence. Okay. That's why you won't post the content because you care too much what people think. You're insecure as hell. We have to fix who you are so that you can finally become the version of yourself that you need to become in order to attract the things that you claim you want so badly. Good morning. She said, do you help align brand social media strategy? Absolutely. You guys, make sure you guys are taking notes this morning. Good question. Make sure you guys are taking notes this morning. If I know anything about you, you're human, which means you're bound to forget. Good morning, because life and stress stresses, right? But if you write things down, if you take these notes, anything that I say to you that you happen to forget, you can still refer back to your notes and get it done. All right. The key word of this live, ladies, is going to be execution. You are going to hear me say this word 10 million times because I need it to stick in your pretty head. It's got to stick. Not only are you going to take notes, not only are you going to write it down, you are going to execute it. It amazes me how many people today would rather talk about the thing. They will watch about the thing, they will journal about the thing, they'll manifest about the thing, they'll tell other people about the thing, but they won't just do the thing. Some of y'all have watched countless TikTok lives and you still haven't done the thing. Some of you guys have watched YouTube video after YouTube video and you still have not done the thing. Make it make sense. We have got to execute, or anything that I say this morning doesn't even apply to you. You might as well just leave now. Don't even waste your time. You've got to execute. Okay? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If I say anything this morning that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, go ahead and start double tapping the screen. TikTok, #1, how to start your online business from scratch. Let's go ahead and get the likes going. YouTube, I see 10 people in this live. Let's go ahead and thumbs up the video. The more we interact with these lives, ladies, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. And believe it or not, a lot of women have no clue that they're the ones holding themselves back. They're blaming other people and everybody else and everything else. They have refused to look at themselves in the mirror and recognize that they're the reason why. So just like this live has found you, let's allow it to find others. If you have your pen and paper in hand and you are ready for class to begin, go ahead and put ready in the chat, because if you are ready to learn, I am ready to teach. And while I wait for at least one person to put ready in the chat, let me ask you and be honest. When was the last time you said to yourself that you were going to make yourself a priority today? Meaning you're going to lock in on something for you and your business or whatever goal it is that you have for yourself today. Some of y'all don't ever do that. You can't even remember the last time you put yourself first in your own life. And that's the problem. You're going to have to change that. You're going to have to change that. You are going to have to make a decision that you're going to spend 30 minutes a day, an hour a day, I don't care, doing something for you. You cannot keep giving, giving, giving to others and not giving to yourself. Make it make sense. Because in order for any of this to work, you have to make yourself a priority. So if you're not willing to do that, then just leave now. Don't stay, because I promise you this will not work if you do not make yourself a priority in your own life. And that is the truth. That is the cold, hard truth. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and get started. Good morning. So what is a digital product and how will we build the business? Okay, so a digital product is something you do not have physical possession of. So think of a movie on Netflix. Think of a song on your Apple Music or Spotify. You just don't physically have it in your possession, okay? It's all out somewhere in the cloud, okay? You are going to create something to sell and it could be anything. Please, ladies, do not overthink this, because some of y'all love to overthink. There's something that you already know how to do. There's something that you're very good at. Ask yourself, what are people asking you to do or help them with for free? Mm, okay. Whatever that thing is, that's what I need you to sell. And you don't have to do an ebook if that's not your calling. You could do an e-course, you could do private communities, you could do workbooks and journals, affirmation guides. There's so many possibilities, okay? The only limitation is the limitation that you put on yourself. Don't you ever forget that. The only limitation on your greatness is the limitation that you put on yourself. Some of you guys have set the bar so low for yourself because you lack confidence in yourself, and that's a problem. Okay, stop telling yourself what you can't do and what you're not good at. You haven't even tried. You haven't even tried. Stop talking yourself out of something that you haven't even tried. Make it make sense. Now, I'm going to give you guys two apps. Good morning. And these apps will change your entire life if you use them. Okay. If you're ready for app #1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. She said, maybe this, I will take a life coach. Absolutely, Clara. Good morning. Come on in. Come on in. If you're ready for app #1, put a 1 in the chat. Also, you guys, make sure you follow me. YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe. Listen, people steal my content and then they make fake pages and then they pretend to be me, and they're going to turn around and message you. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets, okay? Because they're coming for you. They are coming for you, so make sure you follow me. App number 1 is Canva. Now, TikTok family, if I know anything about you, you bounce from TikTok Live to TikTok Live. So you have already heard some coach talking to you about Canva. So you should already have this downloaded. This shouldn't be new to you. Okay. You will be using Canva for everything. So if you want to create content, Canva. If you need YouTube thumbnails, Canva. If you want to create your ebook and you want it to be all professional, Canva. Literally everything that you need for your business, I promise you, you can get it on Canva. Everything. They even have business logos and templates, all types of things. Okay. Now, before we get into app number 2, I do want to speak to the woman on this live who's still holding on to fear. She knows who she is. She is in the back of her head saying things like, Jazz, this sounds cool and all, but girl, I'm not tech savvy. What if I'm too old for this? What if it's too late for me? Okay. Well, before you run away, like you always do, listen very closely. The first you said, that's me. Listen very closely. The very first thing I want you to understand is this. You woke up this morning. That is a blessing. Every single day that you wake up is another day that you were blessed with, another opportunity to work on your goals. Until you are 6 feet under, it is never too late. Stop putting timelines on things. There's no timeline for your life. If you are still breathing, you are more than capable of getting this done. Number 2, you are very tech savvy. I want us to start normalizing no longer gaslighting ourselves. A lot of you guys talk about other people trying to gaslight you. You gaslight yourself, okay? Because let's be real, you're on social media all day. Am I lying? You are liking, commenting, sharing, and archiving. That takes tech savviness. So you will use the same tech savviness that you already have and build your online business. Number 3, for my ladies who think they are too old, what did we say? We said we were going to sell our knowledge. So if you are older, that means you have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of wisdom. So that means you have a lot of things that you could be selling if you let go of fear. Okay? Cool. If you're ready for app number 2, go ahead and put a 2 in the chat. Good morning. Let's go. Let's go. For those of you guys who are just tuning in, my name is Jasmine. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am here to teach you how to build your online business. And most importantly, ladies, we are building ourselves. We are building our confidence, our follow through, our self-discipline, our consistency, prioritizing ourselves in our own life. Let me ask you and be honest. When was the last time you told yourself how amazing you are? Don't lie. Don't lie. It's Sunday. Do not lie. When was the last time you told yourself how beautiful you are? When was the last time you told yourself that everything you touch turns to gold? Okay. That's the problem. That's the problem. You never speak highly of yourself. That's not okay. You should always, every day, all day, be saying nice things to yourself. It's a non-negotiable. It's not conceited. It's not arrogant. It's not narcissistic. That is real. Because if you don't speak highly of yourself, who will? Who will? How you feel about yourself determines how you show up for yourself. And the problem is a lot of you guys don't feel highly of yourself. Excuse me. And so then therefore you don't show up well for yourself. You make excuses, you procrastinate, you convince yourself you can't do stuff and you haven't even tried. This is because of how you speak to yourself. Starting right now, you will say nice things to yourself all day long, all day, every day. Okay? It's not up for debate. App number 2, ChatGPT. You will be using ChatGPT for everything. This is AI, but TikTok family, you guys are on TikTok lives all day, so you should already have this because I know I'm not the first person to tell you about ChatGPT. This is what I mean by a lot of you guys are in this watching loop. You will watch all day, but you refuse to do. Okay. You will be using ChatGPT for everything. YouTube, can we get some more thumbs up in the live? I see 25 people in here. ChatGPT is AI. This will make your life extremely easy. Easy, easy, easy. So maybe you do want to create content, but you just need some video ideas. ChatGPT will give them to you. Maybe you do want to create a YouTube channel, but you're just a little camera shy and you don't know what to say in the videos. Okay, fine. ChatGPT will script the whole video for you. Now you just gotta say the words. And maybe you do want to create an ebook, and that's what I'm going to teach you guys how to do this morning, but you just don't know what to put in it. What if I told you ChatGPT will write the entire ebook for you from beginning to end in under 30 seconds? Ladies, I keep telling you, it has never been easier than today to start, but you keep counting yourself out. You keep convincing yourself what you can't do. You keep telling yourself you'll start tomorrow. You refuse to put yourself first in your own life. These are problems that you are doing. So we have to change all of that so that this actually works. Okay. I gave you Canva and I gave you ChatGPT. Now we're going to put it together and write this ebook. If you're ready for prompt number 1, go ahead and put ready in the chat. Good morning. She said, understood. So what I say, key, look in the mirror. Yes, absolutely. You have to look at the mirror. You got to look at the woman in the mirror and recognize, look, I am holding myself back and I keep making excuses. And until I change that, nothing is going to change. We are the common denominator in our own life. And you refuse to believe that you have more control over your life than you give yourself credit for. Some of y'all love the victim narrative. I'm not giving you that over here. You are not a victim. You are empowered. I don't care what you are going through. I don't give a damn. Yes, life is hard. It is very hard. We all got hard stuff going on. That is the truth. But that does not give you the excuse to wallow in pity. No, that does not give you the excuse to say, woe is me and my life sucks. You are alive. You are breathing. That is blessing. So get up and do something. Get up, dry your eyes, and get it done, ladies. Seriously, you can do this. Okay? All right. You're going to open up the ChatGPT app. In the search, you're going to type this in. This is prompt number 1. Here we go. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. I am not a mother. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day to all my ladies on here who are mothers. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. If you've got that, go ahead and put got that in the chat. If you need for it to be repeated, this is the opportunity to ask. Ladies, closed mouths do not get fed. And remember, the key word of this live is execution. So not only are we journaling about it and writing it down, you're going to do it. Some of y'all are addicted to journaling. You journal, 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 journal. You got journals on top of more journals. You're writing down plans and all these things. At what point are you going to do it? At what point are you going to put the journal down, put the pen down, and actually do the thing? You don't need a journal no more. You done reflected enough. It's time to do the work. Okay? No more journals. No more journaling. Okay, give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solve a problem. You're going to hit enter. Now, before we move forward, I need you to write this word down. This says consistent. Write it down. And then after you write it down, I need you to underline it. And then I need you to go ahead and circle it because this morning, starting right now, you and I are going to lock in on the true definition of consistent because believe it or not, a lot of y'all are extremely confused. So I'm going to go ahead and unconfuse you. Good morning. See, some of y'all think consistent means once in a while. Now, some of y'all think consistent means if you feel like it. Absolutely not. Some of y'all think consistent means if I'm not too busy. Wrong. Consistent means more often than not. So, if there are 7 days in a week, consistently working on your business or whatever goal you have for your life means 4 out of the 7 days. Ladies, the new standard is you are going to start showing up for your business, your content 4 out of the 7 days. That is the minimum. Whether you want to spend 20 minutes a day, whether you want to spend 5 hours a day, I don't care how much time you spend, but you will show up 4 times a week. And don't you dare tell me you don't have time. That is a lie that you continue to tell yourself so you can feel better about the bad decisions that you make. Because let's be real, if you have time to scroll these apps all day, you have more than enough time to do this. If you have time to catch up on your favorite TV shows and movies, you have more than enough time to do this. You don't get excuses over here. Those excuses don't get you anywhere. You have plenty of time. You just choose to allocate the time that you do have into things that don't do anything for you. In other words, you choose to waste your time. You are going to have to start showing up consistently if you want any of this to work. If you're not open to being consistent, just leave now. There's no sense in you wasting any more of your precious time on this live. Just leave, because I'm not going to tell you no tales. You will have to be consistent if you want to make any type of money doing a business. That is the truth. Okay? Now, let's make consistency easy, because life is hard enough, true or false. Life is life and stressing, and then bills is piling up. So let's go ahead and make consistency easy so we can actually be consistent this time and get it done. Okay, listen, it is so much easier for you to be consistent when you do things that you actually enjoy doing. Because when things don't feel like work, you have something to look forward to. So, what I want you to do is go through the list that ChatGPT gave you and only choose ideas that you actually have a passion for. I want you to ask yourself, what is something that I would love to talk about all day, every day, if I could get paid to do it? And whatever that thing is, that's your business. See, a lot of you guys make things complicated on yourself. You make things way harder than it needs to be, because what some of you guys have done is chose niches and things that you don't really care about, but someone told you it was trending and you thought you could make quick money. I don't know what world you live in, but in the real world, there's no such thing as quick money. Have you made that quick money yet? If you did, you wouldn't be here. You would be making money. Only pick ideas that you truly have a passion for. That way, you can easily show up consistently because you actually enjoy what you're doing. Now, if ChatGPT gave you 10 things and you don't like none of the things it gave you, fine. Just ask for 10 more and keep asking until it gives you something that you want to use. It is really that simple. Stop making things harder than it needs to be. One last thing we need to talk about before we move into prompt number 2. This is critical. If you don't remember shit else I say this morning, you better remember this. Write this down. Money flows where energy goes. Write that down. Money flows where energy goes. Money flows where energy goes. If you are anything like how I used to be, you are giving all of your energy away. You are literally an energy vending machine. And half the people that you give the energy to don't even deserve it. You are giving all of your energy to your husband, your boyfriend, your sneaky link. You are giving all of your energy to your family. You are giving all of your energy to your friends. You are giving all of your energy to the news and celebrity gossip. You are giving all of your energy to your job and your coworkers. And by the time you sit down to work on something for yourself, you can't, because you don't have any energy left because you chose to give it all away. And that is why you now feel drained. That's why you feel depressed, anxious, resentful, shame, guilt. Because you keep giving all of your energy to any and everybody else but yourself. And let's be clear, half of these people who you are giving your energy to are grown, able-bodied adults who can do for themselves, and they are not reciprocating the energy back to you, because if they were equally giving it back, you wouldn't feel the way you feel. You wouldn't feel drained. You wouldn't feel resentment, but you feel those things because there's an imbalance. You're doing all of the giving and they're doing all of the taking. And guess what? That's going to stop right now. You are going to start being more stingy with your energy, and you are going to start telling people no. And no is a complete sentence. You don't have to explain anything to anybody. It does not make you a bad wife because you want to work on a business. It does not make you a bad mother because you want to do something for yourself for once. You never do. It does not make you a bad friend because you don't want to sit there and listen to her trauma dump on you. It makes you human. Ladies, I don't know who needs to hear this morning, but guess what? You matter too. Your happiness is important too. So you are going to start telling people no. No, I cannot keep loaning you money. That is money I could be using for my business. No, I cannot keep giving you rides. That is time I could be spending on my business. No, I cannot sit here and listen to you talk about your problems. I have to fix my own. I suggest you go get a counselor. Because when you start telling people no, you start saying yes to you. Money flows where energy goes. The more energy you start putting into you, the money starts to flow right behind it. I cannot make this up. Thank you, Digital Love. Money flows where energy goes. Don't you ever forget it. The answer is no. If you're ready for prompt number 2, put a 2 in the chat. Good morning, good morning. And for those of you guys who are just tuning in, my name is Coach Jazz, and we are building our online business from scratch. If I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, start double tapping the screen, YouTube, thumbs up the live. The more we interact with these lives, the more these lives will get pushed to more people. She said, yes, my family thinks I'm a doormat. It's exhausting. You better start setting some boundaries and some standards. You better start. And the reason why we struggle with setting boundaries and standards for other people is because we don't even set them for ourselves. You guys, people can only meet you where they're at. And people treat you how you treat yourself. If you let people walk all over you, that's because you don't have any boundaries for yourself. Time and time again, you tell yourself you're going to do something and you don't. That's how you show up for you. So it makes sense that other people treat you the same way. That makes perfect sense. So in order to change that, you are going to have to start having some standards for your own life. You're going to have to start following through with the things that you told yourself. Because when you start to show up for yourself, you stop tolerating nonsense. I can't make this up. Okay? All right. Once you choose the digital product idea you want to use, you will type this in. Yes, no more Mr. Nice Guy. You got to start telling people no. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. If you've got that, put got that in the chat. If you need for it to be repeated, this is the opportunity to ask. Remember, closed mouths don't get fed. And the key word of this live is execution. So not only are you taking notes on it, but as soon as we end this live, you're going to do it. You're not going to go bounce into another live and waste more time. You're not going to go and watch 50 more YouTube videos. You're going to do the thing. Excuse me, you're going to do the thing. Okay? You're going to hit enter. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. This is what I mean by it has never been easier than today to start your online business from scratch because ChatGPT literally wrote the ebook for you. The only thing you have to do now is copy and paste. You will literally copy what ChatGPT gave you and you will paste it into your Canva template. So open up your Canva app. In the search, you're going to type in ebooks, hit enter. It's going to give you thousands of templates. Pick your most favorite one. They are all customizable, meaning you can swap out colors, fonts, pictures, all of the things. You will copy and paste. Okay. Now, for my ladies who love to overthink, you know who you are. You overthink from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed every single day, and it's not getting you anywhere. Stop. Stop overthinking. I want you to write this down. This says KISS, KISS. This is an acronym that stands for Keep It Simple, Silly. Keep it simple, silly. So no more overthinking. The only thing I need for your ebook to be is clean, simple, and legible. She said, that's me. I know. No more overthinking. Clean, simple, legible. That's it. As long as it's those three things, it is good to go. You will copy and paste. Okay. Once you are done copying and pasting and you love the way your ebook looks, you will then download it as a PDF file. PDF. Once you have downloaded it as a PDF file, you will then upload it to your hosting site. I hope y'all are taking notes. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, and Shopify. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, Shopify. These are some of the most popular hosting sites. Yes, there are plenty more out there. These are some of the most popular ones, and your product only needs to be on one of these, not all five. If you've got all of this, go ahead and put got that in the chat. And while I wait for someone to put got that in the chat, let me talk to you about your comfort zone. We're going to have a discussion. Notice how we love our comfort zone. I love my comfort zone. You love your comfort zone. Everyone loves their comfort zone. Your comfort zone is just your daily routines and habits. It's what you do on a day-to-day basis. The people that you talk to, the environments that you frequent, the content that you watch, the excuses that you make, the distractions that you have, the things that you say to yourself on a day-to-day basis. Your comfort zone is your path of least resistance. It's what's most familiar to you. You don't even realize it's your comfort zone. You've been doing it for so long. But have you noticed that the results that you're looking for, the life that you claim you want, is not in your comfort zone? How do I know? Because if it was, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be scrolling social media all day. You would be out living your best life. The business that you're looking for is not in your comfort zone. The financial freedom that you're looking for is not in your comfort zone. The confidence that you're looking for, it's not in your comfort zone. The consistency, the discipline, the accountability that you claim you want so badly, it's not in your comfort zone. If it was, you wouldn't be here. And some of you guys have been looking for those things for a very long time, years upon years, and you still haven't found it because that's not where it is. Those things that you're looking for are on the other side of your comfort zone. You are going to have to make the decision to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone to get to the life that you claim you want so badly. I'm not even asking you to take a whole foot. I'm asking you to take a half an inch out every single day. Just do something a little bit different, slowly but surely, every single day. And eventually you will get to the life that you want. So for example, if you spend 6 hours a day scrolling social media, and some of y'all do, instead of spending 6 hours, what if we just do 5.5? And the other 30 minutes that you would have been scrolling, you lock in on this. A lot of times, we become so comfortable with being anxious that we can't even imagine a life where there's peace. We've become so comfortable with being insecure. You can't even imagine a life where you think very highly of yourself. But that's because you refuse to leave your comfort zone. You're going to have to leave your comfort zone. Or you can keep doing what you've been doing. Keep the habits and the routines that you've been had. Just go ahead and keep doing it. And then come back a year from now and let me know how it's going. I already know how it'll be going. You'll be in the same exact spot that you've been in because you refuse to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do something just a little bit different every single day. If you live life like that, just imagine how much progress you would make in 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks. Just imagine where your business would be in 6 months. Just imagine how better you would feel about yourself in a year, all because you decide to spend 30 minutes a day doing something for you, taking a half an inch out of your comfort zone and doing something just a little bit different. You have got to make that decision, or you will continue living the life that you've been living. That is a promise. Okay? Now, let's get back to these hosting sites. I use Stan Store. I love Stan. Stan is great, but Stan Store is very expensive. Okay? Stan Store is $99 a month. That is very high if your business is not making that yet. If you're brand new to all of this, Stan Store is not for you. Okay? Instead, I want you to start on Gumroad, because Gumroad only charges you a percentage when you make a sale. Okay, they charge you 10% for every sale. So until you make money, you don't have to spend it. That is a great place to start. Now, if I know anything about you, you're going to make money. How do I know that? Because you're taking notes, you're asking questions, and most importantly, you said you were going to execute. So when you do start generating income, I want you to transfer everything over to Stan Store later, because Stan Store has a lot of features that will help you expand your business, like Afterpay and Klarna. Ladies, let me tell you what's going on in the world of finance today, in case you did not know. Buy now, pay later, taking over. It's taking over. Buy now, pay later includes Klarna, Afterpay, Sezzle, Zip, QuadPay, Affirm, PayPal. There's so many. There's so many. Okay. Buy now, pay later is the new preferred payment option. Why do you think they put it on DoorDash? Because everybody is using it. So if you have a buy now, pay later option on your site, I promise you, you will make more. But for now, you will start with what you have. You will start on Gumroad. You will start building your business, making your money. And then once you do start making money, you will transfer all of your products over to Stan Store later. Okay? So what we just did was we just made our ebook. That's what we did. We took Canva, we took ChatGPT, we put it together, we wrote the ebook, and then we uploaded it to our hosting sites. Now we have to sell it. And I'm going to teach you how to sell. We got to sell it. I have to be honest with you. Sales is 80% of the business. 80. That is more than half. So we've got to get sales right, or respectfully, there will not be a business. Okay. But before we get into sales, good morning, I need to make something crystal clear to you. That process of copying and pasting and making that ebook that we just did should not take you longer than 2 hours. Honestly, it shouldn't take you longer than 1, but I will give you grace, and I'm going to give you 2. I'm going to give you 2. And just so we're clear, I don't care how old you are. On my live, age ain't nothing but a number. I don't give a damn. Because what you're not going to try to do is convince me that it takes longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words. You copy and paste the links to reels in the group chats all day long. So I know you know how to copy and paste. If it is taking you longer than 2 hours to finish this ebook, you and I have a serious problem that we have to fix today, not tomorrow, not Monday or next week, today. One of the issues that you might be struggling with, and I used to be guilty of this too, this is how I know. You want to be a perfectionist, right? Yeah. So what that means is Everything about you just must be perfect. You are the woman who will waste 6 months of her life that she will never get back just to overthink her brilliant idea and second guess her greatness. You realize you don't get that time back. Okay. And then when you do finally decide to get started, you're going to take things out, put things back. You're going to get irritated and frustrated and have all this OCD because it's still not perfect. And then you're going to give up on it again. Then you're going to let 3 more months go by that you will never get back just to overthink some more and waste more of your precious, valuable time. And when you finally decide to reset and restart, this time you're going to go ask 20 people what they think you should do with your business. And the crazy thing is, these people that you're asking, they're not even business owners. These aren't even people you would trade lives with. But for some reason, you care so much about what people think of you. You want to know why? Because you're insecure. And then when they do finally give you their opinion, you listen. Next thing you know, a whole year has gone by and you ain't did shit but waste your precious, valuable time that you will never, ever, ever get back. Mm, mm. Bless your heart. Mm. Lord bless your heart. Listen, listen. I've been there, I know. And I'm going to hold your hand very tightly when I say this to you. Just know I'm saying this out of love. This is some tough love. Man, you are not perfect at all. You are flawed. I am not perfect at all. I am flawed. Nobody is perfect, and everybody is flawed. We are all perfectly imperfect. See, what you really are is scary as hell. You are still living in fear. And what do we say fear on this live stands for? Fuck everything and run. And that's what you've been doing. You have been running away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea for years. For years. Because you're so fearful of looking stupid. You're so fearful at sucking. You're so fearful about people talking about you. You're so fearful of failing. So you hold on to all of these fears. And that fear that you refuse to let go of is the very fear that is stealing your dream life from you. Excuse me, the life where you have financial freedom. Yeah, that life. The life where you can afford to take vacations without putting it on Afterpay and Klarna. Yeah, that life. The life where you're living in your purpose and you wake up every day being happy. That life. The life where you have peace and you're not stressed out about bills. That life. The life that when you can afford to leave stuff to your children other than debt. That life. It is stealing that life from you. Let's be clear. You already told God what side of town you want to live on. He heard you. You already told him how much money you want in your savings account. He heard you. But every day that you hold on to that fear is another day that you could have been living your dream life, but you chose to let fear steal it from you. If you want to dig even deeper into why we hold on to all this fear in the first place, it's because we are self-sabotaging. That's what all this is. Self-sabotage. We are doing this to ourselves. That is why I keep telling you time and time and time again, we are getting in our own way. It is not your environment. It's not your family. It is you. You are holding yourself back. And the reason why we self-sabotage is because we have fragile egos. And your ego is terrified of feeling disappointment if you don't get the results that you want in the time frame in which you feel entitled to them. Okay. If you put yourself out there, if you try something new, and if you don't get the results that you want, you are terrified of feeling disappointment. So what you'll do is you will self-sabotage to avoid feeling that disappointment. Self-sabotage. You will self-sabotage by holding on to the excuse of, I'm too busy. Let's be clear. You're not too busy. That's you gaslighting yourself. You have all the time in the world because you're always on social media. If you were truly too busy, you wouldn't have time to scroll. But you will hold on to that excuse of I'm too busy because if you let that excuse go, well, then that means you would actually have to do the thing. And if you do the thing and if you don't get the results that you want, you are terrified of feeling disappointment in yourself. So you will self-sabotage to avoid it. You will self-sabotage by holding on to toxic dynamics, toxic friendships, toxic relationships, toxic family members, because you are terrified that if you let those people go, well, who would you be without them? Well, I'll tell you exactly who you would be. You would be a confident woman who now is holding on to her resources because now you don't have people taking them from you. Now you don't have people using you. You will be a confident woman because now you don't have people tearing you down and making you feel less than. But you will self-sabotage by holding on to those friendships, those toxic boyfriends, the toxic family members, because you are terrified of feeling disappointment if you put yourself out there, if you try something new, and if it still doesn't work. Self-sabotage. But I'm confused. I'm confused as hell because earlier you said that you hated living paycheck to paycheck. That's what you said. You said you were tired of dragging yourself to a job that overworks you and underpays you. You said you were tired of robbing Patrice to pay Paula, making payment arrangement after payment arrangement. That's what you said. You said you were tired of being insecure. You were tired of not thinking highly of yourself. You said you were tired of always starting and stopping. That's what you said. But every single day that you live like that, you're still living in disappointment because there's still things about your life that you're not 1000% happy with. Well, I'm trying to help you fix it, but we cannot fix it if we do not change. How can we stop living paycheck to paycheck? Can we bring more money into the household if there's no business? How can people buy your stuff if there's no stuff? They can't. They can't. How can we build our confidence? How can we feel better about ourselves if we keep breaking the promises that we made to ourselves? You can't. You can't. So you are going to have to launch the product. You got to launch. And I need you to understand and understand that your product will never be perfect because you are not perfect. So it is impossible for you to make something perfectly. You could spend 20 more years on it. Go right on ahead. And I promise you, it will still not be perfect. So you're going to launch regardless. But here's the caveat. The more you do something, ladies, the better it gets. The more content you post, the better your content will get. The more products you release in the future, the better your products will get. The longer you run your business, the better your business will get. But it still won't be perfect. All of our favorite businesses that we spend our hard-earned money on today have gotten better over the years. Look at Netflix. We all know who they are. We all know who Netflix is. Believe it or not, Netflix did not always have a fancy Netflix app. They weren't always doing comedy specials with Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle. They did not always have a production company making original movies and TV series that are now winning Emmys and Oscars today. And they damn sure did not always have wrestling on pay-per-view. Years ago, before COVID, you used to have to go on their website, Netflix.com. You used to have to make a list of all the movies you wanted to see. And these were not their original movies. These were movies that were once in theaters. They would mail you a DVD off of the list. You could watch it as many times as you wanted. And when you were ready for the next movie, you had to mail that one back. They didn't wait until they could afford the fanciest software. They launched with what they had. And the longer they ran their business, the more customers they got. The more customers they got, the more money they made. The more money they made, the more they were able to reinvest back into the business and make it even better. But it's still not perfect. We all still have complaints. They keep raising the price. And I still can't find nothing on there to watch. Netflix is $1 billion business. Not million, billion. So, if $1 billion business had a messy middle, I don't know why you and your ego think that you can skip that part. But I'm gonna need you to tame that ego on in. Because if Netflix had a messy middle, so will you. But you'll still launch regardless. Another reason why it might be taking you longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words is because you're distracted as fuck. Listen, I have already accepted the fact that I am not the life coach for everybody. I have already accepted the fact that I am not the business coach for most people. Because believe it or not, most people are not really looking for solutions to their problems. I know that sounds crazy, but it's the truth. Most people are just looking to pass time. That is the cold, hard truth. They are just looking to complain and vent about their problems to anyone who's willing to listen. But the minute you give them the very solution to the problems that they claim they have, they bail because they weren't really looking for solutions in the first place. They were just looking to waste time. I'm not here for that. Absolutely not. I am here to help the woman who truly wants to change her life. But in order to change your life, I have to first make you aware of what you've been doing. I have to tell you the truth. Self-awareness is key. And believe it or not, most people are not self-aware. So here's the truth. When you get off of work, you could work on your business and reaching your goals, keeping the promises that you made to yourself so that you can finally start to develop self-confidence. But you make the choice not to. You choose to sit on the phone and gossip with your friends about celebrities and their drama. When you do have time off from work, like the weekends, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally develop self-respect and self-love, but you make the choice not to. You choose to binge watch Netflix and Hulu for hours. Late at night, when your children are asleep, you could work on your business and reaching your goals, keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally start to feel better about yourself. But again, you choose not to. You choose to scroll social media all hours of the night, laughing at funny videos and sharing them back and forth in the group chats. And the reason why we hold on to all these distractions in the first place, social media, gambling, binge watching movies, all of these distractions that we hold on to, video games, it's escapism. We are trying to escape. And the reason why we are trying to escape is because there's things about our life that we are not 1000% happy with. And instead of you being a grown woman and fixing it, you make the choice to run from it. Now, let me ask you, how is that working? Is that working? Just be honest. Let's not gaslight ourselves. Let's just tell ourselves the truth for once. Is that working for you? How do you know? You're not too sure? Ask yourself, how do you feel? Your body, if you listen, will tell you everything you need to know. When your alarm goes off in the morning, are you excited to start your day or are you dreading it? On average, do you feel happy and peaceful or do you feel sad and anxious? Just tell yourself the truth. Because if what you're doing is not working, that is confirmation that it's time to change something up. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. So if what you're doing is no longer working for you, then that means it's time to change. Instead of trying to escape a life that you're not 1000% happy with, what if we just lock in and build a life that you never feel the need to escape from? Mm, okay. So, this is what you're going to do today, not tomorrow. Today. Today, you are going to turn the TV off. Put your phone on do not disturb. No more scrolling. You've scrolled enough. Tell your friends you will talk to them later. You are building your dream life. You are going to sit down at home. No, you don't need to go to Starbucks because you find a way to get distracted there. You're going to start your ebook and then you're going to finish it. Not start, stop, come back next week because we already know how you do. You don't come back. You're going to start it and you're going to finish it. 2 hours is all you need. If we are crystal clear on all of these instructions, go ahead and put clear in the chat because respectfully, there is no point in even talking about sales if you don't have anything to sell. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Jasmine. If I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, start double tapping the screen. YouTube, thumbs up the live. The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. And remember, you guys, the keyword of this live is execution. It amazes me how many people would rather talk about the thing. They will journal about the thing. They will manifest about the thing. They'll do vision boards about the thing. They will tell everybody else about the thing. But they won't just do the thing. Listen, if you have no intentions of executing anything that we're talking about, then I'm just going to tell you to leave now. I don't even want to waste your time because I promise you it will not work. It will not work. It will not work if you do not execute. So don't even waste your time. Just leave now. Go watch The Housewives or something. Okay? All right. I told you guys a few minutes ago, sales is 80% of the business. That is more than half. Okay? So we have to get this right or there will not be a business. Goodbye. But I have to be honest. Sales is where most people fail. They fail at sales. Okay. But not for the reasons that you think. I know some of y'all are ready to freak out and run away now because you're trying to convince yourself that sales is just too hard. But no, that's not what it is. Sales is not hard. Sales is actually very easy. But people's mindset and the things they think in regards to sales is what makes sales so hard for them. So in order to sell something, we have to first fix our headspace around sales. See, some of you guys are struggling to sell your products because you're saying things to yourself like, well, I'm not a salesperson. What if I talk about my product too much and people unfollow me? What if people think I'm being annoying? What if people think I'm begging them for money? Okay, let's go ahead and clear all that up. First of all, selling is not begging. Selling is solving. Okay? People have a problem and you have a solution. You're not begging anyone for anything. So get that out of your head right now. Number two, you don't have a choice but to remind people consistently who you are, what you do, and how you can help people, because I promise you, people will forget. Ladies, everyone is living their own life. Okay, life is lifing and stress is stressing for everyone. And most people, just like you, are on social media all day. So they are being bombarded with content from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed every single day. You have to remind people about your products and services and how you can help them consistently, because I promise you, they will forget. Why do you think I keep telling you guys to take notes on this live? I keep saying, write it down, write this down. Why am I telling you to write it down? Because I already know you're going to forget. It's not a matter of if, it's when. And when you do forget, you can still refer back to your notes and get it done. Why do you think I keep telling you the keyword of this live is execution? I keep repeating that word over and over again because I need it to stick in your pretty head. Psychology has already proven the more you hear something, the more it sticks. And I need it to stick. Not only are you going to watch about it, not only are you going to write about it, but you're going to do it. You're going to be about it. You have to execute. And I need you to remember that. You have to be consistently reminding people of your products and services, or they will forget. All of our favorite businesses that we spend our hard-earned money on today consistently remind you who they are, what they do, and how they can help you. Look at Amazon. We all know who they are. We all got the memo, and most of us are Prime members, meaning we pay a monthly subscription to utilize 2-day, 1-day, and same-day shipping. And even though everyone knows who they are, and most of us spend our hard-earned money with them every single month, do you notice they still consistently remind you about who they are, what they do, and how they can help you? Look at their Amazon trucks. You can't even go 2 miles down the street without seeing one these days. They didn't have to paint those trucks blue. They didn't have to put their logo on it and their slogan, but they did it for a reason. Why? So that every time you see one of their trucks, your brain thinks Amazon. I can order that from Amazon. You can't even go down a neighborhood or enter into a mailroom without seeing Amazon boxes and packages everywhere. Every time I go downstairs to get my mail, all I see are Amazon boxes and maybe one FedEx box. They could have left those cardboard boxes blank, but they didn't. They put their logo on it for a reason. Why? So that every time you see one of their packages, your brain thinks Amazon. I can order from Amazon. They are top of mind. Now, let's be honest. Do you really think they're worried about you, thinking that they're begging you for money? Do you really think they're worried about you unsubscribing from Prime because they're doing too much? Do you really think they're worried about you thinking they're annoying? Girl, please. No. Why? Because they already know they have a solution to your problem. They know you're lazy. They know you want convenience, and they got you covered. They know you're not going nowhere. So they will continue to remind you every day who they are, what they do, and how they can help you. And every month, you will continue to spend your hard-earned money with them. For those of you guys who have seen my face before, maybe I'm a new face to you. I've been on this internet for 6 years full time. You might have found me on YouTube. I got multiple YouTube channels. You might have found me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads. I am all over this internet. How is it that I'm able to show up consistently and talk about Glow Up Academy without worrying about people thinking I'm being annoying? Or people thinking that I'm begging them for money, or people unfollowing me because I'm doing too much? How am I able to do that? Because I already know I have a solution to people's problems. People want to be consistent. They want to be disciplined. They want to actually follow through with the goals they have for themselves. I work with them every single day inside of Glow Up Academy. People want to be more confident. They want to believe in themselves and stop caring what other people think. I work with them all inside of Glow Up Academy. People want to build their online business. They want to monetize their platforms and they want to sell their products. I work with them every single day inside of Glow Up Academy. If people unfollow me or unsubscribe because I'm talking about it too much, respectfully, I don't give a damn. One thing I know about people is this: people do not change until the pain of change outweighs the pain of staying the same. In other words, until they hit a brick wall. Most people are content with being miserable. Most people are content with being broke. Most people are content with being insecure. I've accepted that. But when they finally hit that brick wall, they come right back. They always do. And because I have that energy with my products and services, I sell, and I sell a lot. Because Amazon has that energy with their products and services, they sell, and they sell a lot. And if you want to sell a lot too, you're going to have the same energy. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay? Okay. If you're ready for sales tip number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Jasmine. If I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, make sure you guys are double tapping the screen. YouTube, thumbs up the live. TikTok, double tap. The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. Also, TikTok, make sure y'all follow me so you don't lose me. On TikTok especially, they do steal my videos. They make fake accounts. And they're going to turn around messaging you, pretending to be me. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled. YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Sales tip number 1, write this down. Content is king and distribution is queen. Content is king. Distribution is queen. Okay, so let's break this down so it makes sense. Excuse me. Let's start with the content is king part. Content is anything that you upload to social media. Okay, so pictures, reels, long form YouTube videos. If you go live, statuses that you post on Facebook, Threads, Twitter, all of that is content, okay? And the content that we create is how we're going to get the word out about our products and services. It's going to let people know who we are, what we do, and how we can help people, okay? Content is king because remember, we said people are extremely forgetful, so we have to consistently remind them so they remember, okay? That's why content is king. Now, I want us to adapt a new mindset starting today. I've been a full-time entrepreneur now for 6 years, okay? And when I first started, I had this mindset of hustle, 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 go hard, don't sleep. If you're sleeping, that means you don't want it bad enough. And that just creates burnout. Okay, that's true. They're just going to burn you out. So the new mindset that I have been using for these past few years, and what I'm going to suggest you use, is we're going to crawl before we walk, and we're going to walk before we run. We are going to lock in on just taking small steps out of our comfort zone to slowly but surely get us to the results that we want. Okay? A lot of you guys are struggling with posting content consistently because you're camera shy. So it's damn near impossible for you to post content consistently until we address the camera shyness. So we got to fix that first. If you are struggling with camera shyness, this is what I want you to start doing today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. I want you to spend several minutes all day sitting in front of your phone or your camera, whatever you're going to be recording on, and just talking to it. You could talk about your day, what you're going to eat. I don't care what you talk about. I just need you to be in front of the camera. You can record yourself while you're cooking. You can record yourself while you're working out. Just be in front of the camera. And this is not to post. This is strictly for you to get out of your camera shyness. Because the more you sit in front of the camera and talk to it, the quicker you will get out of your camera shyness. The only reason why you're shy is just because you don't have enough experience doing it. It's not because you suck. It's because you just don't have any experience. So what better way to get experience than to do the thing? Not talk about the thing, not journal about the thing, not manifest about the thing, but do the thing. You got to do it. And don't tell me you don't have time. Because if you have time to watch TikTok lives, if you have time to watch YouTube videos, you have time to do this. So you can do 5-minute increments multiple times a day. You could do 10-minute increments multiple times a day. You could do 30 seconds. I don't give a damn. Just do it. Once you have consistently done that and you are no longer camera shy, if you do this for 2 weeks, you won't be camera shy no more. I promise you that. Once you are now out of your camera shyness, now we're going to lock into creating one 30-second TikTok video a week. Just one. There are 7 days in a week. That gives you 7 days to ask ChatGPT for video ideas. That gives you 7 days to have ChatGPT script the video for you if you don't know what to say. That gives you 7 days to record multiple takes if you want to. That gives you 7 days to use the TikTok editing and to edit the video. That gives you 7 days to build up enough courage to hit upload. It's just 30-second video. You can do it. Now, once you are consistently posting once a week, we're going to take a half an inch out of our comfort zone and we're going to now commit to 2 30-second videos a week. Once you're consistently doing that, then we'll take another half an inch out of our comfort zone and we'll commit to 3. Next thing you know, you are posting content consistently, all because you decided to crawl before you walk and walk before you run and just take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do something just a little bit different every single day. This is how we build a new identity. This is how we change who we are. Okay. She said, what do you use? Phone, iPad, computer, or more than one? So I'm on 3 lives. I have 3 phones. Well, actually I have 4 phones, but I've been doing this for 6 years, you guys. I've been doing this for 6 years. So don't try to compare. But yes, I do have 4 phones and I record my videos on my camera. But when I first started, I had 1 phone. I only had 1 phone 6 years ago, and that phone I had was an iPhone that was 4 generations behind. I started during COVID. Before COVID, iPhone did not care about front-facing camera. So my phone was extremely blurry back then, but I still did it. And as my business grew, as I made more money, what'd I do? I invested back into my business and made it better. Okay? So you will just start with what you have. Now, distribution is queen. Not only will we work on building or creating content consistently, we are also going to be building at least 3 platforms. 3, okay? Why 3? Because 1 is too close to none, that's why. Like that one income you have at that one job. If they laid you off tomorrow, what would you do? You would be freaking out, trying to figure out how you're going to pay your bills. If you put all of your eggs in a TikTok basket and the US decides to ban it like they did last year, what would you do? You would be freaking out like all of the other TikTokers who only had a TikTok account. Listen, I teach my students that we have to stay proactive so we are not reactive. In other words, we've got to stay ready. Now, it is not hard to build 3. Go ahead and get that out your head, because the same exact video that you post on TikTok, you will also put it on YouTube. You can put it on Instagram, Facebook, doesn't matter. It takes an extra 5 minutes to do. I do it all day. I promise you it's not hard. Now, which platform should you grow? Well, that's up to you. You have a lot of options. I always suggest starting with the platform that you're always on. So if you find yourself always on TikTok, start TikTok. Obviously, you like this app so much because you're always here, and then just choose 2 more. Now, in case you did not know, YouTube is the most watched platform. It is not TikTok. It is YouTube. YouTube has even replaced cable TV. So I am going to always urge and encourage you, thank you, Manda, to start your YouTube channel. If everybody is watching YouTube, why are you not creating content for YouTube? Make it make sense. Start your YouTube. Okay? Now, before we get into sales tip number 2, I do want to talk to the woman who is still holding on to fear. You know who you are. She holding on for dear life. And if you're new here, fear stands for fuck everything and running. She ready to run away right now. She's happy that she found this live. She's like, Jazz, I needed to hear this at the right time. I'm so glad I found you. But in the back of her mind, she's like, what am I walking into? Oh my God. Jazz, you want me to make my own digital product? You want me to post content consistently? You want me to build 3 platforms? Oh, I don't know. I want to. This sounds amazing, but honestly, I just don't think I can. And this just sounds really, really hard. Okay. Hey, well, before you run away from your brilliant idea, just listen. The very first thing I want you to understand is this. Listen, I don't have the power to convince you of anything. Nobody does. Nobody can convince anyone of anything. So I'm not even going to try. If you want to believe that building 3 platforms is hard, then fine. Your feelings are valid. You're right. It's hard. If you want to believe that posting content consistently is hard, then fine. You're right. It's hard. If you want to believe that having AI write your ebook for you is hard, then fine. You're right. It's hard. But I do want to remind you, the life that you're currently living is hard. Dragging yourself to a job that you absolutely hate day after day is hard. Crying every day because you are so unhappy with the way things are going right now, because you are so stressed, is hard. Knowing deep down inside that there is something better for you, you can feel it with your soul, and not live it, that is hard. That's hard. And you live like that every day. And see, that's what fear will do. That right there. And you let it. You will let fear convince you that you can't do any of this. But look at what you're already doing. That's 10 times harder. This is why I keep talking about the importance of building your confidence and your self-esteem. Because when you continue to break the promises that you make to yourself, this is the result of all of that. This is the result. This is the result. You don't believe you can do any of this, but look at what you're already doing that's 10 times harder. There is nothing that I have said this morning that I don't believe anyone on here is not capable of doing. But because you lack confidence, because you keep breaking the promises that you make to yourself, because you disrespect yourself with your thoughts every single day, this is why you feel the way you feel. When you call yourself stupid, you start to really believe that you're stupid. When you call yourself lazy, you start to really believe that you're lazy. When you call yourself these negative, nasty things, this is why you feel the way you feel now, because you keep doing this stuff to yourself. This is a confidence issue. Let me ask you, when was the last time you told yourself that you were proud of you? Some of y'all don't even know. You don't even know. Because You never say that to yourself. And it's crazy. One thing I've noticed, as especially as women, we have this toxic habit of never giving ourselves credit where credit is due. You struggle with telling yourself how proud you are of you, but you ignore all of the things that you have gotten yourself through. Listen, life's for everybody. Everyone has had really difficult times in their life. No one's life is perfect. But guess what? Even in those darkest moments, when you had no clue how you were going to overcome what you overcame, you did. You overcame it because you're still here today. So you have already proven to yourself how strong you really are. You have already proven to yourself how resilient you really are. I don't have to convince you of that. You've proven it to yourself. Because if you weren't strong, if you weren't resilient, you wouldn't have got through what you got through. But you did because you are those things. But you refuse to give yourself credit where credit is due. You refuse to see how amazing you are because you refuse to let go of fear. Look, I remember when my grandma passed away. My whole world turned upside down. She passed when I was 25 years old, and she raised me. I spent so much time with my grandma. My grandma would pick me up from basketball practice. I remember we would cook together. She was the woman I would tell anything to, and she would never judge me. And when I went off to college, I used to call her all the time. I would call her about 4 and 5 times a day just to check in on her and see how she was doing. And when she died at 25, she passed away from a stroke. My whole world turned upside down. I had never even experienced grief before. She was the first person I lost in my life that I was close to. And in those moments, I had no clue how I was going to live my life without my grandma. And here I am, 10 years later, still living life without her. That's strength. That's resilience. You are a lot stronger than you give yourself credit for. And that's the problem because you don't see it that way. And look, I don't have to convince you of this because you can see this for yourself. You see people on these apps whose life is more hard than yours, and they're still showing up, getting it done. There are women on these apps with more children than you, and they are still showing up, getting it done. I saw a woman, she has 12 kids. 12. No help. And she's still making her content and selling her ebooks. There are people on these apps who are going through their darkest moments right now. They got laid off. They got evicted. They got foreclosed on. And even though they got the weight of the world on their back right now, they are still showing up, building their business. Now, let me ask you, if they can do it, why can't you? Well, I'm going to tell you why you're not. It's because they chose to let go of fear. And you make the choice every single day to hold on to it. It's not because they're smarter than you. It's not because they're more specialer than you. It's not because they're more talented than you. It's simply because they chose to let go of fear and you choose not to. That's the only difference. Listen, my online business changed my whole life. I started during COVID. I've been doing this for 6 years, full time. Made more money than I ever could have imagined from a cell phone, a laptop, and some Wi-Fi. For the first time in my life, I have peace. You can't even put a price tag on that. I have purpose now. I get to wake up every single day doing what I love. When my alarm goes off, I am ready to start my day, not dreading it. I have freedom. I get to do what I want, when I want, and how I want to do it. I have confidence now. I think very highly of myself. I keep all of the promises that I make to me. And for the first time in my life, I am genuinely happy. But before all of this, before COVID, I lived a very different life. I used to be miserable. I used to be extremely depressed, anxious as hell. I used to be 100 pounds overweight. I was very obese, very obese. I worked a 9 to 5 that I absolutely hated, stressed out about bills. And to top it all off, I used to be an alcoholic. See, I had bought into the American dream bullshit that they sell everybody. But I bought in back in high school because society told me that if I went off to college and I got a 4-year bachelor's degree, I would be able to graduate and get a good job with benefits and stability. I'd be able to take a couple of vacations a year. I'd be able to max out my 401k every single year. I'd be able to buy a house. And when I get too old to work, I'll be able to retire with dignity and live out the rest of my years in peace. That's what they said. So I believed them. I said, let's go. Let's go to college. As soon as I graduated high school, went off to college. My friends were going. My mom told me to go. My grandma told me to go. So I went. And I did the whole dorm room thing. I was 2 hours away from home. 4 years later, graduated, got my bachelor's degree. That degree cost me $40,000. So I'm already starting life in the hole. Graduated and had to move back home, like most college grads do. Started looking for a job. 6 months later, got my first full-time job with benefits. I was 23 years old, and they were going to give me PTO, paid time off, meaning I don't have to be at work and I still get paid. Hell yeah. And they were giving me $60,000 a year. That's more money than I ever made in my entire life. This was back in 2013, before COVID and inflation, all this stuff. So I thought I was about to be rich. I sure did. So I decided to move out of my mom's house. I was sick of her rules. I was ready to be a grown woman and do grown woman things. So I went out and got my own place. Didn't stop there though. No, I had to do what most Americans do. I went out and got me a car payment. See, I already had a car. My grandma got me that car I had when I graduated high school as a high school graduation gift. The car was paid off. I had the title in hand, but it was old. No leather seats, no push to start, no tablet on the dash. I had to upgrade to match my new upgraded life, right? Yeah, duh. So I decided to go and buy a brand new Dodge Charger. Listen, my grandma and my mom told me not to do it, but me being 23, I'm like, they're old. What do they know? I did it. That car payment cost me $450 a month. And we all know with expensive cars comes expensive car insurance and expensive gas. By the time I paid all of my bills for the month, I was broke. There were no trips. I couldn't afford no vacation. I could not afford to max out my 401k. I could barely afford to eat. That's how broke I was. I had another problem. I had to start paying back them student loans. See, at 23 years old, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was all fun and games. I didn't think the government was serious about getting their money back for some student loans. What? The government's not playing with you when it comes to them student loans. They will give you 6 months after you graduate college to get on your feet and find you a job. But best believe after that 6 month mark, they are sending letters to the house because they want to see your tax returns because they're going to tell you how much you can afford. And since they saw that I made $60,000 and I didn't have any dependents, so no children, they said I should have no problem paying $400 a month. That's a damn car payment. $400 a month? Yep, that's the price. And it's not up for negotiation. I had 11 student loan accounts that they lumped under one monthly payment of $400 a month. Every single month that I did not pay those student loans, which was every month because I genuinely couldn't afford it, I got 11 missed payments on my credit. In the course of 1 year, I racked up 121 missed payments. My credit score dropped 520. So there goes my American dreams of home ownership, because who's going to give me a mortgage loan with a 520 credit score? Nobody. Not till I fix that. So I'm broke as hell. I have really bad credit over some student loans. I had one last problem to top it all off. I hated my job. Nowhere in that American dream blueprint did they tell me I'd be miserable at my 9 to 5. Now, listen, I'm not gonna lie. I grew up extremely sheltered. Okay. In my early 20s, you guys, I was naive as hell. And I just believed anything anyone told me. Because back then I was innocent. I didn't think people were out here lying. See, when I went into the job interview, my supervisor told me that even though the department was all women, and even though I was gonna be the youngest one there was no drama. There was no cattiness. They all got along. And everyone was just one big old happy work family. And I believed them. Mistake number one. I went into that job believing that was true. I learned in corporate America, people are fake. And you got to watch them because they're slick with it. See, they'll smile and kiki with you in the break room, but don't get confused. That is not your friend, and they don't like you. They will even hang out with you off the clock. So they're not even getting paid to be around you. I know this sounds crazy, but they will invite you out to happy hour. They will invite you over to their house. They will invite you to their weddings. They will invite you to their baby showers. But do not get confused. That is not your friend. They will even spend their hard-earned money on you. So when it's your birthday, they all come together and contribute to buying you a gift. But they don't like you. It's weird. For Thanksgiving, we'll all bring a dish and we'll do a potluck. And we sit in the break room and act like we like each other. But we don't. It's weird. And all you have to do is piss off the right one. And they will make sure that every day you work in that department will be a living nightmare. I made the mistake. This is all my fault. I take full responsibility for this. I made the mistake of making friends with a woman who was 31 years old. I was 23, and we used to do everything together. Even off the clock, she told me I was like the little sister she never had, and my naive ass believed she was telling me the truth. I used to tell her all my tea, and I used to tell her everything I hated about our supervisor. We both decided we wanted to put in for a job promotion. She made sure to tell my supervisor everything that I told her in confidence. And as a result, my supervisor made sure that every single day I worked there was a living nightmare. My fault. Didn't know no better. I must have put in hundreds, if not thousands, of applications trying to find a new job. But nobody was calling me back. I couldn't even get an interview. So I'm broke. I have really bad credit and I hate my job. For the first time in my life at 24 years old, I felt trapped. If you've never experienced what it feels like to feel trapped, consider yourself blessed, because I wouldn't wish the feeling of trapped on my worst enemy. But let me give you some context. See, trapped feels like no matter what you do, your life's not going to get no better. That's how trapped feels. You can try to be positive and optimistic all you want, but it feels like nothing but negative ass shit from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed every single day. That's trapped. You can try. to work some overtime or even get a part-time job so you can catch up on some bills and stop being so damn stressed about money. But just when you start to have a little bit of a savings account, something always comes up and slaps you in the face. Now your car won't start. Now you got to dish out money for that. It's always something. Thank you. You can try to pray about it, but it begins to feel like God is ignoring you because you wake up with the same problems every single day. And I lived like that for 6 years. I used to pull up at my job. I would sit in my car and cry every day before I even went inside to clock in. I started to bring that job home with me. You know what that means? So what that means is you've clocked out. You are at home with your spouse. You should be spending time being happy as a newlywed, but you can't because you can't escape the people in your head from work. And you are replaying the conversations and all of the toxic things they're doing to you at the job. These people have stolen your peace. I used to be so stressed out about money, I couldn't even sleep anymore. I started to have anxiety. I never had anxiety before. Now I got anxiety. I became paranoid that they were going to fire me every day. I felt like they were setting me up to fire me. And to cope with all of that anxiety and all that depression, I started drinking. First, it was just a few drinks a week to calm my nerves. And then it quickly spiraled out of control. And I became an alcoholic. And the only reason why I'm telling you any of this is because if any of my story is resonating with you, you are already doing something hard. Going to a job that drains your spirit every day is hard. Crying because you are so stressed is hard. And see, the reason why I was so depressed back then was because I had nothing in my life to look forward to. Back then, I didn't have any hobbies. I didn't have any interests. I didn't know who the hell I was. My life literally began to feel like I was on repeat every single day. Get up, go to work, be miserable, come home, cry, drink, sleep, repeat. Week after week, month after month, and year after year. For the longest time, I thought there was something wrong with me for being depressed about my life. Found to realize that's depressing. Anyone would be depressed. Ladies, there's nothing wrong with you. What you're going through, yes, it is depressing. But the beauty of online business is the fact that you can monetize anything. Anything. No, your idea is not stupid. No, your idea is not too far-fetched. I don't have to convince you. You see the darndest things online. How many times do you scroll your For You page and you're sitting there scratching your head trying to figure out how the hell are they getting paid to do that? I know for a fact I can do better than that. Well, you want to know how they're getting paid to do it? Because they chose to let go of fear, and you choose to keep holding on to it. That's the only difference. And I want to say one more thing before we move forward, because I need to make sure you hear me loud and clear. I hope you realize that if you work 40 hours a week or more, you realize you spend more time with people at work that you don't even like than you do with your family who loves you. See, I literally used to work 9 to 5, which should have only been a 20-minute drive into the city is over an hour because I'm stuck in rush hour traffic. So an hour to work, an hour back, that's 2 hours in the car, 8 hours at work, 1 hour lunch break. That's 11 hours out of my day gone. It's gone. I'll never get it back. You only have a few hours to spend with your spouse or your children before you have to put everyone to bed, just to repeat the cycle again the next day. And let's be clear, your loved ones, your spouse, your children, they don't get to experience the peaceful version of you because you're not peaceful. They don't get to experience the happy version of you because you're not happy. You know what version of you they get? They get the depressed version. They get the anxious version. They get the stressed version. That's not fair. You put everyone to bed just to repeat the cycle again the next day. Just look forward to the weekend. But respectfully, what the hell are you looking forward to? Because Friday you still worked, so they still got 8 hours out you. Saturday is the only day to do what you love, but Sunday not so much. Why? Because you have to prepare for the work week. Yeah. So that means you got to cook, you got to clean, you got to do laundry, you have to go to the grocery store, and then you have to mentally prepare yourself for the bullshit sitting on your desk come Monday. Ladies, that is not living. That is surviving. Life is meant to be lived, not survived. I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but I know this. The God that I serve, he loves me, and he loves me a lot. Let me ask you, if he loves me so much, why would he put me on this earth to be hating the very life that he blessed me with? He didn't. That's not why he put me here. He put me here for a very special reason. And then he allowed me the opportunity to find it. And online business, social media allowed me the opportunity to monetize it. Listen, he put you here for a very special reason, too. There is something extremely special about you, too. But the problem is, life has a tendency to life. And somewhere on our path of life, we lose our light. It'll get dim, and then it gets dark. Maybe it was toxic family, toxic friends, toxic relationship. For me, it was a toxic job. Something happened, and that thing stole your light. And now you're sitting here believing that there's nothing special about you and that you can't do this. But I am here to tell you that is not true. There is something extremely special about you, too. If you thought the thought, that's because you can. See, I believe that the ideas that we get, that's God talking to us. And if you listen, he's talking to you all day. If something inside of you told you to start this, try this, post this, launch this, that's because you can. He is literally telling you what you can do. If it was truly something that you were not capable of, if it was truly out of reach for you, it wouldn't have even crossed your mind. You wouldn't even have thought about it. God does not plant seeds in an environment that cannot harvest them. But he gave you the idea because you can. But in order to actually get it done, you are going to have to let go of fear. You are going to have to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do something just a little bit different every single day to slowly but surely get you to the results that you want and get you to the life that you want to live. Because if you don't, you will continue to let fear steal your dream life from you. You can do this, but you've got to let go of fear. You don't have a choice. Okay? Okay. Sales tip number 2. Good morning. Good morning. For those of you guys who are just tuning in, my name is Jasmine. Make sure you guys like the live, YouTube thumbs up the live. The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. Sales tip number 2. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. So if they don't like you, you're not going to buy. If they don't know you, you're not going to buy. And if they do not trust you, they're not going to buy it. So how do we get people to like us? All right. We're going to do that through our content. For those of you guys who are just tuning in, content is anything that you upload to social media. So pictures, reels, stories, if you go live, long form YouTube videos, statuses that you might post on Facebook, X, Threads, all of that is content. Okay. And in our content, that's how we're going to get the word out about our products and services and how we can help people. In your content, I need you to be relatable and I need you to be authentic. In other words, I need you to be yourself. See, people connect with people through emotions. People connect with people who they resonate with. The reason why a lot of you guys are struggling to build your community, and just so we're clear, your community, your viewers, your subscribers, your commenters, your followers, those are the people who buy your products. But the reason why a lot of people struggle with building their community is because they're trying to be perfect. But they're doing themselves a disservice because they're failing to realize that nobody is perfect. So how can people resonate with them? Because they're not perfect. And then you trying to be perfect and have perfect content, perfect angles, perfect lighting, perfect everything, you're doing yourself a disservice because you're not even being authentic. Because you're not perfect. So I need you to just be yourself. That's all I need. And do not let fear take over and try to convince you that no one will like you. That's not true. There are 8 billion people in this world. Someone is bound to like you. See, we connect with everyone through the internet. People all over the world are able to connect with others all from social media. Okay. And I used to be fearful of this too. I was afraid that people wouldn't like me. Ladies, there's a whole world of people out there who need you. You have the very solution to their problem. They are waiting for you to help them. But you are depriving them of the help that they need because you're trying to be perfect and you're afraid to post. I have women inside of Glow Up Academy from all over the world. I'm in the USA. There are women in there from Australia, Jamaica, Canada, Barbados, the UK. I've been to none of those countries, but I was able to help women from all over the world, all because I decided to be myself and post my content. What if I allowed fear to take over this morning and I didn't go live? Well, then those of you guys watching wouldn't have been able to receive this message and I wouldn't have been able to help you. But that's literally what you're doing to others because you won't get out your head. So please, for the love of God, post your videos. I promise you, people will like you. Okay? Okay. We said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. Okay, cool. Well, how do we get people to know us? Okay. I need you to go live. And just so we're clear, all of these sales tips that I'm giving you, these also apply to people who want to be faceless creators. Don't think that because you're faceless that you're not going to do all this. You're going to do all of the things. And yes, you can go live and be faceless. Absolutely. And I need you to go live. Going live is the best way to build your community. Now, is it the only way? No, but it is the best way. How? Why? Because it allows people to get a sense of your energy and your vibes. It allows people to engage with you and interact and ask you questions, and it also allows you to promote your products. Okay. Now, some of y'all hard-headed, and you're going to say, that's great, Jazz, but I don't want to go live. And I would just say, fine, don't. I told you guys, I'm not here to try to convince you to do anything you don't want to do. If you don't want to go live, don't. But I do want to remind you, you also said you didn't want to go to work. You said you were tired of dragging yourself to a job that drains you, overworks you, and underpays you. It amazes me how many people in this world are willing to bust their ass at their job to build wealth for someone else, but they absolutely refuse to spend 30 minutes to an hour building wealth for themselves. You guys, you see people on these apps every day, especially on TikTok, selling, selling, selling. The internet does not sleep. They're selling everything on TikTok. They're selling hair, makeup, nails, clothes, digital products, fitness equipment. They're selling everything. All hours of the day, all hours of the night. I don't care what time you go live. Just go live. Now, some of y'all are like, well, Jazz, I would go live. I'm not against it. I'm just a little live shy. Okay. For my live shy ladies, for those of you guys struggling with going live shyness or camera shyness or just struggling with any type of shyness, listen to me. The only reason why you're shy at whatever you're shy with is just because you don't have enough experience doing the thing. Okay. Listen, it's not because you suck at life. It's not because this isn't meant for you. It's not because there's something wrong with you. You just don't have enough experience doing that thing. Maybe you tried once 6 months ago, but you haven't done it since. Listen, we have been on this live for 111 minutes. And one thing I know about people is this: if you're still here, that's because you trust what I'm saying to be true. If you truly thought I was full of shit, you would have left by now. So I need you to go ahead and trust this. If you go live consistently, I promise you, you will get to a point where you are no longer live shy. Anything that you do over and over and over again, you get better at. I don't have to convince you of that. Look at the results in your own life. Believe it or not, you did not always know how to walk. Well, now you walk just fine. How? Because you consistently did it. You didn't always know how to read and write. Well, now you do that just fine. How? Because you consistently did it. You didn't always know how to drive or do your job, but now you do those things just fine. How? Because you consistently did it. So just imagine what would happen if you consistently went live. Go live, please. We said people only buy from people they like, know, and trust. All right, cool. Well, how do we get people to trust us? Okay. Listen, there's a reason why I'm telling you to post content consistently. And no, it's not for your health. The reason why I'm telling you to post content consistently is because the more people see you, the more they begin to trust you. Consistency builds trust. I don't know if you know this or not, or if you're living under a rock, but ladies, people work extremely hard for their money. You work hard. I work hard. Everyone is out here working hard. And if you want someone to trust you with their hard earned money, well, then that's going to require you to be trustworthy, which means you have to be consistent. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, I want to do an exercise with you guys. For those of you guys who do not have a product yet, just sit this out, take your notes. For those of you guys who do have a product, but you're struggling to make the sales that you want, this is for you. Okay. The very first thing we have to do is remove ego and pride. Now, I know some of y'all can't do that because you think you know everything and you don't believe that there's room for growth or improvement. Well, I'm not here to convince you otherwise. Keep thinking that. Just know pride always comes before the fall. Now, for those of you guys who can remove ego and pride and you recognize that you don't know everything and there is always room for growth and improvement, I am talking to you. The very first thing we're going to do is go to our profile and we're going to ask ourselves some questions. We have to be honest. Write this down. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Don't forget that ever. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. So you have to be honest. Good morning, Stella. You have to be honest. Now ask yourself, is it clear who you are, what you do, and how you can help people? I also need you to ask yourself this, take the emotion out. If you were not you, would you buy from you? If you were not you, would you buy from you? If the answer to any of those questions is no, then you should no longer be confused as to why people are not buying from you yet. There should be no more confusion. But the reason why I say yet is because you have the power to fix it. So just fix it. Make it clear who you are, what you do, and how you can help people so that when people do go to your profile, they know exactly what they can expect to get from you. Just make it clear. See, that's the beauty of life, ladies. That is the beauty of business. That is the beauty of everything that we have talked about so far on this live. Anything, literally anything that is not giving you the results that you want in your life, you have the power to fix it. You fail to realize that you have more control over your life than you give yourself credit for. But the honest truth is, you choose not to fix it. See, I have already accepted the fact that I am not the life coach for everybody. I have already accepted the fact that I am not the business coach for everybody. And I'm okay with that. Because believe it or not, most people are not truly looking for help. No, absolutely not. Most people are just looking to pass time. Most people are just looking for someone to complain and vent to about their problems. But the minute you give them the very solution to the problem that they claim they had, they dip, they bail because they weren't really looking for help in the first place. I'm not here for that. That is draining, and I refuse to drain my energy. I am here to help the woman who truly wants to change her life. But in order to change your life, I have to first tell you the truth. And yes, the truth is meant to be uncomfortable. I want you uncomfortable because that's where the growth takes place. You don't grow in comfort. I want you to be extremely uncomfortable by the time I am done telling you the truth so that now you can fix it. The truth is, anything that you want to fix in your life that is not giving you the results that you want, you have the power to fix. You just choose not to. If you are struggling with camera shyness or live shyness or any type of shyness, just fix it. I already told you how. Start going live consistently. Start getting in front of the camera consistently. And I promise you, in a couple of weeks tops, you won't be shy for long. And even though I gave you the very solution to the problem that you claim you have, most of you, as soon as I end this live, the only thing you're going to go do is hop into another live. The only thing you're going to go do is watch some more YouTube videos and complain about how shy you are. Well, at that point, that's a choice. You want to be shy. Because if you truly wanted to fix that problem, you would have did the very thing I told you to do. But you choose not to because you weren't really looking for solutions. You were just looking to waste your time. If you are struggling with confidence or lack thereof, fix it. I already told you how. Start keeping the promises that you made to yourself. If you told yourself that you were going to create content, then create it already. Just create it. If you told yourself that you were going to start a business, then it's time to start the daggone business. If you told yourself that you were going to sell your products, then sell them. Just sell them. If you told yourself that you were going to lose weight, just lose the weight. Count the calories, go on a walk, and lose the weight. And even though I gave you the very solution to the problem you have, your insecurities, most of you, as soon as I get off of this live, the only thing you're going to go do is hop into another live. And you're going to sit around and complain about how insecure you are. Well, at that point, that's a choice. You want to be insecure. You want to care about what people think of you. Because if you truly wanted to change that, you would have did the very thing I told you to do. But you choose not to because you weren't really looking for solutions in the first place. You were just looking to pass time. It amazes me how many people, especially on the internet, will talk about the thing, they will watch about the thing, they will tell other people about the thing, they will journal about the thing, they will pray about the thing, they'll manifest about the thing, they'll do vision boards for the thing, they'll do everything except the thing. They refuse to just do the thing. You don't need a journal anymore. You've journaled enough. You don't need to watch anything else. You don't need to talk about it no more. You just need to do it. You just need to get off of these apps and just do it. You waste so much of your precious time scrolling social media. Your screen time is ridiculous because most of you guys watching this live are not making sales. So you can't even use the argument of, well, I'm running my business. If you were truly running your business, there would be no reason for you to be on this live. And that is the truth because you would be running your business. The people who are truly running their business are not sitting around watching other people talk about business. They're running their business. They're doing the business. A lot of you guys have convinced yourself that by watching someone talk about business, that you're being productive. The only thing you're doing is wasting your precious time because the only way to do it is to do it. You guys, I have been a full-time entrepreneur for 6 years, and none of my business success has come from watching other people talk about business. It has come from doing it. Yeah, you might watch 1 or 2 YouTube videos to learn how to do something, but at that point, you gotta just do it. But you don't stop at 1 or 2 videos. You keep watching and watching and watching and watching. You already know how to do the thing. You just refuse to do it. And that is the bigger problem here. One thing I've noticed about people, and me too, I'm not excluded from this. We love our comfort zone. We love our comfort zone. Your comfort zone is your daily routines and habits. It's what you do on a day-to-day basis. It's the people you talk to. It's the environments that you frequent. It's the excuses that you have. It's the distractions that you have. It's the procrastination that you do. It's the vices that you have. Your comfort zone is just what you do on a day-to-day basis. It's the path of least resistance. It's what's most familiar to you. Then if you're not self-aware enough, you will stay in that comfort zone for years, some of y'all decades. But notice the results that you're looking for, the business that you want, the confidence that you want, the consistency, the discipline, the accountability that you want. It's not in that comfort zone. If it was, you wouldn't be here. If you were truly living the life that you've always wanted to live, and you were truly happy with everything in your life, you wouldn't be scrolling social media all day. you would be outliving your life. But you're scrolling because you're escaping. And escaping is your comfort zone. But the growth is not in your comfort zone. You are going to have to make the decision to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do something just a little bit different every single day to slowly but surely get you to the results that you want. If you scroll for 5 and 6 hours a day, and believe it or not, some of y'all do, then instead of scrolling for 5 and 6 hours, just scroll for 4. Can you do that? Can we just take an hour off? And then that other hour that you would have been scrolling, you spend doing. Can we do that? Just imagine if you did that for 2 weeks, how amazing you would start to feel about yourself. Just imagine if you did that for 6 months, how much growth you would have in your business. Just imagine if you did that for 1 year. A year flies by quickly. How changed of a person you would be. All because every single day you just decided to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do something just a little bit different. You would be a whole new woman. You would be living your best life. All because you decide to leave that comfort zone. One of the things that I've noticed about people, and again, I used to be the exact same way. I'm not exempt from any of this, is we have a trapped mindset. And we've been living in this trapped mindset for so long that you don't even realize that you're living in a trapped mindset. And then what we do is we surround ourselves with people who are also living in a trapped mindset. Whether you want to believe it or not, we attract what we are. I know you may not want to hear that. Some of y'all might look at your best friend and be like, no, I am nothing like her. No, you're just like her. Y'all are just alike. Because if you were truly different from your best friend, y'all wouldn't get along. There would be friction and there would be tension. But the reason why y'all are best friends is because y'all share similar beliefs. Y'all have similar mindsets. Birds of a feather flock together. The apple does not fall too far from the tree. You are a reflection of the 5 people you spend the most time with. You attract what you are. And what we do is we surround ourselves with other trap-minded people. And it's just a whole bunch of trap-minded people giving trap-minded advice. But I am here to tell you that you are not trapped. And anything that is not giving you the results that you want, you can fix. Now, in order to fix it, that's going to require you to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone, do something a little bit different, go against societal norms. But I promise you, if you just keep taking a half an inch out, you will not be trapped for long. I used to have a trap mindset too. I really used to believe I was trapped in that 9 to 5 that I hated so much. And you couldn't convince me otherwise. I really deep down in my soul believed that I was trapped there. I was not trapped at that 9 to 5. I had options. But the options that I had was going to require me to take a half an inch out of my comfort zone, do something a little bit different, even if it's against societal norms, just to get to where I want to be. See, I could have quit that 9 to 5 that I hated so much and moved back home. I could have ended my lease early on my apartment. I could have let the bank repossess my car if I wanted to, and I could have just moved back home. I could have rebuilt. I had that option. But my mindset back then was at 24, that's moving backwards. If I move back home after I moved out, that means I'm failing at life. I really believe that would mean I was failing at life. You want to know what failing at life is? Being miserable. You have one life to live, and you would rather live that one life of yours being miserable? That's failing at life. But moving back home to rebuild is not failing at life. But I really allowed myself to believe that. And then I let my coworkers who I'm around every single day convince me that that is failing at life. We all hated our job. We were all miserable. So it's just a whole bunch of miserable people giving miserable advice. I could have just moved back home, but I chose not to. I chose to stay trapped. I could have quit that 9 to 5 and went back to fast food. That's what I came from. I've worked all fast food chains. I've worked McDonald's. I've worked Wendy's, Hardee's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A. I've worked damn near every fast food chain. But you want to know why I didn't want to go back to fast food? You want to know the truth? The truth was the mindset I had at 24, I was very prideful and egotistical. I was too good for it. That's what I really believe. I believe that because I had a college degree, because I had a bachelor's degree, I was too good to work at fast food. Here's the truth. Fast food never caused me the amount of stress that I had at that 9 to 5. That 9 to 5 was driving me to drink, but I chose to stay somewhere where I was miserable than to just go back to fast food temporarily until I found another job. Do you know how ridiculous that sounds? Do you know how absurd that is? That 9 to 5 was draining me. It was stressing me, and I chose to stay there than to just go back to fast food temporarily. I didn't even want to go against society norms. Oh, people will laugh at me if they catch me at McDonald's. What? Really? So, I chose to complain. I chose to vent. I chose to throw pity parties for myself. I chose to talk about what's not fair. Woe is me. I chose to procrastinate. I chose to make excuses. I chose to do all of the things except the one thing that would have changed my entire life forever, which was leave. All I had to do was leave. I was never trapped at that 9 to 5. You are not trapped. There is always a way out. But in order to get out, you're going to have to do something a little bit different. It might go against what your family says to do. It might go against what society says to do. You're going to have to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone and do something a little bit different if you want different. If not, keep doing what you're doing, but don't you dare complain about it. One thing I've noticed about people, something else, is that we convince ourselves that we don't have the ability to fix our problems yet because we just don't have enough information. And we really believe deep down in our souls that if we just watch more videos, if we watch more lives, if we archive more reels, if we ask ChatGPT more questions, then we will get the information that we need, and then we will have the ability to fix our problems later. I am here to tell you that you are not lacking information. Let's be real. A lot of you guys are on social media all day. You have all the information that you need. Most of you guys on TikTok have watched a TikTok live coach at least once. You have seen everybody's face. People on YouTube, you have watched countless YouTube videos on how to level up. You have watched countless YouTube videos on how to use ChatGPT and start your business. You have archived hundreds upon hundreds of reels. You've already asked ChatGPT hundreds and hundreds of questions. You have all the information that you need. You are not lacking information. What you are lacking is implementation, meaning you don't execute shit, which is why I made the keyword of this live execution, because you're not doing that. You are the woman who consistently talks about what she's going to do. but you won't just be quiet and do it. You are the woman who will make excuse after excuse. You are the woman who will procrastinate and talk about what you're going to do tomorrow and next year. You are the woman who will complain and vent and throw pity parties for herself and talk about how hard life is and how it's just not fair. You are the woman who will continue to distract. You are the woman who will do all of the things except the one thing that will change your entire life forever, which is start. You refuse to start. You refuse to take the information that you already have and just do the thing. And until you change that, I promise you, nothing for you is going to change. You have to change because you keep holding you back because you won't just start. I'm going to assume that you want to be the version of you who shows up consistently. When you say you're going to do something, you actually do it. I'm going to assume you want to be the version of you who's very confident in herself, who no longer cares about what people think of you. I'm going to assume you want to be the version of you that knows how to prioritize yourself in your own life. Yeah, you're a good wife. Yeah, you're a good mother, but you're also good to you. I'm going to assume that you want to be the version of you that has boundaries and standards and who knows how to cut people off who use and abuse you and not feel bad for it. I'm going to assume that's the version of you want to be. But in order to become that version, you're going to have to change who you are today because who you are today does not align with that. And until you change, you will never become that. See, that version of you that I just described, she's within you. She's already within you. The problem is she's buried under the excuses. She's buried under the limiting beliefs. She's buried under the fear that you refuse to let go of. She's buried under the procrastination. She's buried under the insecurities. And until you change those things, I promise you, you will never become that version. You have to change. You have to change. You have to become the version of yourself that you need to become in order to attract the things that you claim you want so badly. It starts from within, and that is the truth. One of the things I've noticed about society today is we've become extremely entitled. Entitlement is at an all-time high. And people have been entitled for so long that they don't even recognize how entitled they are. And then what you do is you surround yourself with other entitled people. And it's just a whole bunch of entitled people giving entitled advice. And a lot of you guys have convinced yourself deep down in your soul that you are entitled to time. And you really believe that if you don't start today, you are entitled to tomorrow. And if you don't start tomorrow, you're entitled to next month. And if you don't start next month, you're entitled to next year. But I'm confused. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the last time I checked, tomorrow is not guaranteed. So, how do you know that you'll always have tomorrow? How can you be so sure? How do you know you'll always have next month? Who told you that? How do you know that you'll always have next year? Who told you that? You don't know that. You don't know how much time you have. And instead of you spending every moment with the time that you are blessed with, living in your purpose, being confident, being happy, only surrounding yourself with people who celebrate you, not tolerate you, building your confidence and working on your business and prioritizing yourself in your own life, you choose to waste the time that you are blessed with scrolling social media. You choose to waste the time that you are blessed with being around people who disrespect you. You choose to waste the time that you are blessed with making excuses for the very thing that you say you want to do so bad. Time is your most precious, valuable asset. I know some of you guys don't want to believe that, but it's true. Some of y'all are really out here thinking it's money. You really believe that money is your most precious, valuable asset, but I'm here to tell you that's not true because you could lose $50 tomorrow. Yeah, it would suck. Of course you'd be mad. I would be mad too. Who wants to lose 50 bucks? But guess what? You can go make 50 more. Yeah, it might take you a few hours, but you can still go make it back. But when you lose your time, you don't get any of that back. You don't get not 1 second of it back. It's gone forever. And the only thing you're left with is regret. The only thing you're left with is resentment. The only thing you're left with is guilt and shame. And let me tell you something about resentment, regret, guilt, and shame. Those are very heavy emotions to carry with you every single day. Those emotions will weigh you down. They will destroy you. And you choose to hold on to those emotions instead of just letting it go. You choose to dwell on things from your past instead of just move forward and do better today. Time is your most precious, valuable asset. Stop wasting it. And I don't have to convince you about how quickly time is moving because you can see that for yourself. Be honest. How many times a day do you look at the clock and say to yourself, wow, I cannot believe it's 8:33 in the morning. Wow, I cannot believe it is May 2026. Wow, I cannot believe I am 35 years old. Or insert your age there. If you're anything like me, you do that every day. So you can already see for yourself how quickly time is moving. And you still choose to waste your precious, valuable time. You got to change that. You have got to become more intentional with your time. Every time you spend doing something or being around someone, I want you to ask yourself, is this pouring into me or draining me? If it's pouring into you, do more of that. If it is draining you, remove yourself immediately. Because I'm here to tell you, I know you don't want to hear it, but eventually you will run out of time. One of the toughest reality pills I had to swallow on my own glow up journey, and this is tough. Your life and the direction it's going in, whether it's going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. I told you guys, I used to be 100 pounds overweight. Well, my obesity was a direct reflection of the choices I made. It was a direct reflection of the foods that I chose to eat. And it was a direct reflection of the exercises I chose not to do. That was my choice. I did it to myself. Your finances are a direct reflection of the choices that you make. For the longest time, I thought that the reason I was living paycheck to paycheck was just because I didn't make enough money. And if I just made more money, that problem would go away. Nope. You want to know the truth? You want to know why I was living paycheck to paycheck? You want to know the truth? The truth is because I was living above my means. That's the truth. I was buying cars that I couldn't afford. I was staying in apartments I couldn't afford. And I got all of the stress that came with those choices. I had no business financing a car when I already had one. Those were choices that I made. So I chose to be stressed about money. I brought that on myself. Now, some of y'all might be like, Jazz, look, people do live above their means, but that's not why I'm struggling financially. How can I get ahead in this economy when prices are as high as they are? How is that my fault? Okay, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Ladies, times have been hard. Am I lying? Food prices, gas prices, rent prices have been on the rise for years. This didn't happen last night, but every day you choose to do nothing about it. Listen, most of you already knew what an ebook was because most of you guys scroll from TikTok live to TikTok live. Most of you guys watch YouTube video after YouTube video. You already knew what an ebook was. Some of you guys already had chat GPT prompts. You could have launched your ebook 6 months ago. You'd be making sales today. You already knew YouTube was paying creators to post videos. I didn't teach you that. You already knew that. You already knew that. You could have started your YouTube channel 4 months ago. It could be monetized today. It does not take years to monetize a YouTube channel. You could have started that TikTok last month. You would be building your community today. And what did we say our community was? Our viewers, our subscribers, our commenters, our followers. Those are the people who buy our products. But every day you choose not to. You choose to scroll, you choose to complain, you choose to vent, you choose to talk about what's not fair and what's not going to work. You choose to make excuses, you choose to convince yourself that you're not capable of doing any of these things. You choose to procrastinate and talk about what you're going to do later. You choose to watch TV all day. You choose to do all of the things except the one thing that'll change your life forever, which is start. And this brings me back to my point. Until you change that, until you start, nothing for you is going to change. I appreciate how many of you guys, thank you, Crypto, tune in and watch my lives and my videos. I appreciate my YouTube family watching my videos and helping me run up an AdSense check. But here's the truth. The truth is, I don't want you sitting around watching me. I know that sounds crazy, but that's the truth. What I want you to do is move. If you're going to listen to my content, I want you walking and getting your steps in. If you're going to listen to my content, you better be meal prepping so you can lose that weight you claim you've wanted to lose for years. If you're going to listen to my content, you better be setting up to create your own. If you're going to listen to my content, you better be editing yours. You better be setting up ready to run your live. I don't want you sitting on the couch or laying in the bed watching me because that's not going to do anything for you. I want you moving. We need to be moving. You better be driving to work while you're listening to me on your Bluetooth, but do not just sit because sitting gets you nowhere. And then at that point, there is no point in you even listening to me. You might as well go listen to some music and waste your time. Don't listen to me because you're not going to do anything I'm talking about. So don't even waste your time. I want you in motion. We move. We don't talk about moving. We just move. And look, I'm not perfect at all. And the version of me that you guys see today is a direct reflection of the changes that I had to make in my own life. I'm nothing like who I used to be, not even close. I told you guys I used to be 100 pounds overweight. And for years, I used to yo-yo diet. That means I would lose 20, gain 30, lose 40, gain 50. And it was just this cycle, year after year, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I had made it clear to myself I did not know how to lose weight and keep it off. If I truly knew what I was doing, I would have did it by now. So I decided to do something different. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Obviously, what I was doing wasn't working. So I decided to take a half an inch out of my comfort zone and do something different. I hired a personal trainer. Never did that before. Changed my life. He truly changed my life. Not only did I lose 100 pounds, I have since kept it off for 4 years. Look, my whole family is obese. All of my friends at that time were obese. I told you, you attract what you are. That's the truth. And so it was just a whole bunch of obese people giving obese advice about weight loss. It wasn't going anywhere. I had to change my environment. I had to get out of my comfort zone. My personal trainer taught me that no matter how hectic life gets, still got to move your body. Got to move your body. My personal trainer taught me that no matter how busy my business gets, no matter how busy my life gets, I still need to eat most of my food at home or I will gain weight. People are slowly gaining weight every day. Now, my circle, we're all in shape. All of my friends are in shape. They prioritize their health and wellness. We motivate each other to do better. I see some of my friends, I'm like, dang, I gotta get like her. You gotta change your environment. You gotta get around new people. You attract what you are. I used to be full of excuses and I used to procrastinate. My motto was, why do today what I can put off till tomorrow? In other words, I'll just start later. And later never showed up. I used to live in fear too. Makes me scary as hell. And notice, you guys, the fear that we hold on to, you realize these are things that haven't even happened, right? You are literally making things up in your head and hyping yourself up for worst case scenario. You realize that, right? It hasn't even happened. And why do we always default to worst case? Worst case scenario, I post a video and Susie from high school laughs at me. Really? Why can we never go to best case? Best case scenario, you post a video, you feel good and proud of yourself, so then you do it again. Now you become addicted to the feeling of following through with something. Now you're posting consistently, you're building your platforms, and you're selling your products. But our mind never goes to that. It's always worst case. And you've convinced yourself that's what's going to happen. But it hasn't happened. It's all in your head. You're making it up. You are making it up. I used to be my biggest bully to myself. The things I used to say to myself was absolutely disgusting. I know a lot of y'all can relate to that. You know, I used to call myself stupid on a daily basis. Let me ask you, how was I going to be a successful entrepreneur when I'm telling myself how stupid I am? I wasn't. I had to change that. Ladies, your internal world and the things you have going on in this pretty head of yours will always manifest into the external. If you have chaos going on in here internally, I know for a fact your life is chaotic as hell. You're probably the woman that always got a new breaking story every single day. Life is supposed to be peaceful. You shouldn't have that many dramatic stories. But you have chaos going on in here, so it makes sense. If you disrespect yourself internally, I know for a fact you have people in your real life who disrespect the hell out you. But that makes sense because that's how you treat yourself. You are going to have to start putting some respect on your name. And you are going to have to start saying nice things to yourself. You are amazing. You are smart. And everything you touch turns to gold. And you better stand on it. Stop disrespecting yourself. If you wouldn't say those things to a child, you have no business saying them to you. Change your thoughts, change your life. Can't make that up. One of the biggest distractions that I struggled with on my own journey was alcohol abuse. And I told you I started that toxic ass habit when I had that toxic ass job. And you would have thought that once I quit the job, that alcohol problem just went away. No, ladies, let me tell you this. Your problems don't just go away. Okay? If you don't intentionally fix them, they will just get worse. I was just getting bigger. My obesity was just getting worse. I was 340 pounds 4 years ago. I'm 6'3". Just imagine how big I'd be today. I'd probably be pushing 500 pounds if I didn't fix it. My alcohol problem was just getting worse. See, at least when I was working, I couldn't be drunk for 8 hours because I had to work. Well, I quit my job during COVID. Everything was shut down. I had nothing but time to drink. And see, I quit my job on a whim. I had been there for 6 years. I was turning 30 in a few months. And I had just got to the point where I said, F this job and F all of y'all. I put in my 2-week notice and I was out the door. I didn't have any money saved up, but I believe God was forcing me out. I kept feeling something inside of me telling me the time is now. Quit, quit, quit. So I quit. And mind you, I had just bought a house. I hadn't even been in the house for a whole year yet before I quit, but I just quit. Didn't care. And my plan was I was going to live off of my stimulus for a few months while I built my business, and then my business would take over from there. That was the plan. Now, granted, I don't have any children, so my stimulus check won't that much. I had about $2,000 to my name, okay? And my mortgage was $1,900, so the math wasn't mathing from the start, but I didn't care. I just quit. I figured it out. So now I'm at home, I'm watching TikTok lives, I'm looking at YouTube videos, just trying to make this all make sense. I had never did social media before, so I'm watching videos on content creation, monetization, platforms, and algorithms. Sales. But it's not working. Nobody's buying my stuff, and no one's watching my videos. I was getting pissed. I'm getting stressed. See, I had a lot of ego back then. I never blamed myself for any of my problems. No, it was always someone or something else, but it was never me because back then I'm perfect as is. Okay. It's never Jasmine's fault. It's always something or someone else. That was the mindset I used to have. And so I'm not looking at it as, well, what can I do better to be a better entrepreneur? No, no, no. I'm looking at it as YouTube doesn't like me, clearly, because YouTube isn't showing my videos to people. So how can I win if YouTube is against me? It's not my fault that I'm not getting views on Instagram. It's Instagram's fault because Instagram doesn't like me. It's unfair. The truth of the matter is, I was not being productive. I was not posting content consistently. I wasn't going live because I was always drunk. I was always drunk. That's what I was doing. But I told you the worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. I was convincing myself that I was doing all of these things when in fact I wasn't. I was just wasting time. Then I'm getting mad at God because I'm like, God, you told me to quit. You told me the time was now. I quit and I'm running out of money. I had already missed 2 mortgage payments. You know what happens when you miss the third one? They start the process of foreclosure. I'm getting stressed and I'm getting pissed. I couldn't admit to myself that it's my fault. I had too much ego for that. I couldn't sit there and say that I'm the reason why. No. I couldn't admit that I had a drinking problem. You know how much guilt and shame I would feel if I said that to myself? No. So I just chose to lie to myself some more. And I convinced myself that as long as I don't drink before 11 a.m., I'm not an alcoholic, because my mind back then was alcoholics, they start their day with alcohol. So as long as I wait till after 11, even though I drink all day, every day, as long as I don't start my day with alcohol, then I don't have a problem. So there's nothing to talk about. What? I cannot make this up, ladies. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. But notice you get to a point where you can't keep running from you. And eventually you hit a brick wall, and God is going to force you to listen. See, I believe God is within us. I have God within me, and you have God within you. He is not outside of you. You actually run into more problems when you try to find him outside of you. He is within you, and he is talking to you all day. We just choose to ignore him. Those ideas that you get, when that feeling inside of you is telling you to try this, post this, start this, launch this, that's God talking to you. That intuition, that gut feeling that you get, that's God trying to warn you. But again, we spend way too much time trying to avoid listening. We actually distract ourselves to avoid listening. Because let's be real, you know exactly what you should be doing. You just choose not to. You know exactly who you should be cutting out of your life. You just choose not to. But eventually, God is going to force you to listen. I'll never forget. I was sitting in my bed crying. I'm like, I'm going to lose my house. All the overtime I worked to get the money for the down payment, all the time I spent trying to fix my credit, they're going to take my house. God said, Jazz, what are you doing? What are you doing? You have been begging me for a business for years, which is true. I had been. He said, the opportunity is right in front of you and you're wasting it. So, what are we going to do? You're going to keep doing what you've been doing, which is a whole bunch of nothing? Or are we going to fix it? Are we going to change? I decided to fix it. I decided to change. I decided to stop drinking. Haven't had a drink in almost 5 years. I will never touch alcohol again. I'm done. And since I decided to change, my whole life began to change. I started posting content consistently. My platform started growing. I started making sales, all because I decided to change. For the first time in my life, I started to feel good about who I was. I started to say nice things to myself, like, I'm really smart. Jazz, you can really do this. Like, you're actually really good at this. I never used to talk to myself like that. Now I'm talking to myself and saying nice things, and it feels good, all because I decided to change. For the first time in my life, I started to have confidence in myself and who I was, all because I decided to change. See, what a lot of people fail to realize, and what I didn't realize back then, was this: in order to get something, you are going to have to give up something. In order to get something, You have to give something up. You cannot have both. In order for me to lose 100 pounds, I had to give up fast food. I had to give up soda. But you know what I got in return? I got my health back. No more high blood pressure. No more prediabetes. All because I let those things go. In order for me to get the business that I had been begging God to give me, I had to give up excuses. I had to give up procrastination. I had to give up fear. I had to give up limiting beliefs and negative self talk. I had to give up distractions. I had to give up alcohol. But when I gave those things up, God opened the floodgates of heaven for me. He gave me everything I asked for and more. See, I had just asked God to help me make $60,000 a year to replace that 9 to 5 I hated so much. And I even started negotiating that. I said, Lord, if you could help me make 45K a year, I'll make it work. I'll cut the cable off. Please just help me get up out this job. God gave me 6 figures. I just asked God for 1,000 Instagram followers because I don't even know 5 people in real life. So I'm like, if I can get 1,000 people to follow me, wow, I'll take it. God gave me 100,000 Instagram followers. I just asked God for a little bit of confidence so I could stop crying all the time and feeling sorry for myself. God gave me a lot of confidence. I think very highly of myself. I keep all of the promises that I made to myself, all because I decided to change. See, the version of me back then didn't align with this version. I always wanted to be this version. This version of me is very confident, follows through with the promises that she makes to herself, knows how to cut people off who are toxic, who use and abuse. I only surround myself with people who celebrate me, not tolerate me. I have boundaries and standards for my life, and I know how to put myself first without feeling bad about it. But who I was back then wasn't that. This version of me was always within, but it was buried under the fear and the excuses and the procrastination and limiting beliefs. And until I changed that, I was never going to be this. See, a lot of times we delay our own blessings. Because let's be clear, you have prayed and prayed and prayed some more. God heard you. He knows exactly what side of town you want to live on. He heard you. He knows what kind of vacations you want to take with your family. He knows how much money you want in savings. And most importantly, he knows how much money you want to leave your family when you're no longer here. He heard you. But the problem is, he gives us free will, which means you can do whatever the hell you want to do. If you want to waste 5 years not listening, he'll let you. If you want to waste 20 years, he'll let you. Some people never receive all of their blessings because they refuse to change who they are. But when you do change, when you finally decide to listen, when you become obedient, he blesses the hell out you. He gives you everything you asked for on a silver platter. And sure, maybe you're right. Maybe change is hard. Okay, maybe it is. But the life you're currently living is hard. Going to a job that drains you every single day is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. making payment arrangement after payment arrangement, robbing Patrice to pay Paula. That's hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Crying every day because you are so stressed. You are so sad with the way things are going for you right now is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Knowing deep down in your soul, you can feel it with everything in you, that there is something better for you out there and you're not living it, that is hard. See, I've lived both hards and I will always choose this hard because at least this hard comes with peace. You can't even put a price tag on that. This hard comes with purpose. This hard comes with freedom. This hard comes with confidence. This hard comes with happiness. This hard comes with the income that you need to live the life that you want. And I keep telling you time and time again, if you even thought the thought, that's because you can. Those ideas that you get, that's God talking to you, and He talks to you all day long. If something told you to try this, launch this, post this, start this, that's because you can. He would not plant seeds in an environment that cannot harvest them. He gave you those ideas because you can do it. If it was truly out of reach for you, if it was truly something you were incapable of doing, it would have never crossed your mind. But it did because you can. But in order to actually get it done, you've got to let go of fear. You are going to have to make the decision to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do something just a little bit different every single day to slowly but surely get you to the results and get you to the life that you want. Because if you don't, you will continue to let fear steal your dream life from you. You are going to have to change because who you are today does not align with the version of you that you want to become. Become the person that you need to become in order to attract the things that you've always wanted. Gotta change. For those of you guys who want to change, then I want to help you. But I can only help people who want it. I cannot help people who don't. If you are 1000% happy with your life and the way things are going for you, then respectfully just keep doing what you're doing. If you like it, I love it. If it's not broke, don't fix it. But if you're not 1000% happy with the way things are going and you want to fix it, you want to change, then I want to help you. Inside of Glow Up Academy, I'm going to teach you how to start your online business. Every single thing that you need to be successful is inside. Maybe you want to go live. You want to sell your products on TikTok Live, how I do, how my students do, how thousands of other creators do. Fine, I'll teach you. It's inside. Maybe you want to monetize your content, meaning you want to get paid to post. You want your YouTube channel to be monetized. You want your Instagram to be monetized. Okay, fine. I will teach you. It's all in there. All of my platforms are monetized. Maybe you want to create an ebook, or matter of fact, maybe you don't want an ebook. That's what we talked about this morning, but maybe your vision is something different. Maybe you want to sell an e-course. Maybe you want to do private communities. Fine, I'll teach you. It's in there. I have made hundreds of thousands on private communities alone. Everything that you need to be successful with your online business is inside of Glow Up Academy. But not only am I going to teach you how to build your online business from scratch, most importantly, ladies, I'm going to teach you how to build you. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your confidence together every single day. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your discipline together every single day. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your consistency every single day together. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to start making you a priority in your own life. Yes, we do all have 24 hours. That is absolutely true. But we do not all have the same responsibilities. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to figure out what works best for you, your schedule, and your responsibilities, and we're going to build your business around that. Glow Up Academy is the space where not only do you start your online business, but you also become the woman that follows through. Now, before I let you join Glow Up Academy, there's a couple of things. Number one, I only let 10 people in at a time. Believe it or not everybody has the same journey. Some people have a product, but no audience. Some people have an audience, but no product. Some people have a million ideas, but we got to lock in on one. I told y'all earlier, money flows where energy goes. And some of you guys, you are listening to all the ideas that God gave you, but you're spreading yourself way too thin. And so you're trying to do everything at once and nothing is growing. So together, you and I are going to build your one most favorite idea. Just one. Just one. And then once that one is flourishing, meaning you're actually making money, then we'll reach back into the pile and we'll pull out another idea. Some of you guys have no clue what kind of business you want to run. No worries, we'll figure it out together. And some of you guys don't want to start a business yet, or if at all. Some of you guys want to do other things. You want to build your confidence. You want to start prioritizing yourself in your own life. You want to heal from things. Whatever it is that you want to do, I can help you. Glow Up Academy is the space. I have just noticed for myself that having more than 10 people join at one time overwhelms me because I want to make sure I'm able to sit down with you and talk to you about the things that you're struggling with, and we come up with a plan specifically for you. So that's why I cap it at 10. Okay. I'm also going to set a timer for 10 minutes because I told you guys, I'm not here to convince you. I'm not here to force you. I'm only here to help the woman who has hit her brick wall and she wants to change. Believe it or not, a lot of people are content with being insecure. A lot of people are content with starting and stopping. A lot of people are content with making excuses. And if that's you, that's fine. I'm just not the life coach for you. I'm only here to help the woman who truly wants to change. So I'm going to set our timer for 10 minutes. And once that timer is done, we're off. We're off the live. That's it. Okay? So do not overthink. If you're still here, deep down inside, you know I can help you. Otherwise, you would have left. So don't overthink, just move. Okay? One last thing, Glow Up Academy is lifetime access. So once you're inside, you are inside forever. There's no monthly dues, there's no fees. It's one time, you're inside forever. Okay? You will always have lifetime access to all the information that's in there, plus what I update. Things are always changing, like algorithms and things like that, right? So I'm always updating. You will always have access to our live coaching calls. We go live inside of there. You'll always be able to access that. You'll also always have access to ask me any questions that you have, any feedback that you need. I'm always responding to my students, and I'm also always checking in with you to make sure that you're doing the things that we talked about. I am your life coach. Therefore, I have to make sure that even if life is lifing, we're still executing. Okay? Okay. Because Glow Up Academy is lifetime access, it is $597. However, because you guys were here and you were present, you took notes, you asked questions, and most importantly, you promised me you were going to execute. I'm going to take the price down, okay? And the lifetime access price will stay down for 10 minutes. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break the payment up. That's fine. And once you're inside forever. Okay? And it is worth every penny of $597. Women do join at $597 every single day. Okay? Before I show you guys how to join, I want to show you something inside of here. Okay. If you're not familiar with the Skool platform, let me just show you. There's an inbox icon right here. Okay? As soon as I get off of this live, so in about 10 minutes, I'm going to be sending you guys a message. I want to know more about you, what you're struggling with, what are your ideas, what is your vision, because I sit down and I help you create a plan specifically for you, okay? I need you to make sure that you respond to my message. Okay. I can't help if I don't know what's broken. And I know sometimes you guys join because you want to get in while the price is low and then you got stuff to do with your family. I know today is Mother's Day. That is fine. Before you go to bed tonight or first thing tomorrow, please make sure you spend some time responding to my message, because the quicker you respond, the quicker we can execute. Okay. I'm big on not wasting time. Too much time has already been wasted. So please do your due diligence and respond so we can start executing. I'm also always checking in with you to see how things are going. So I need you to make sure you're checking your messages, okay? So like I said, there's a message icon right here at the top. You'll see a red one. That's letting you know that I sent you a message. Please make sure you respond. Please, I'm begging you, okay? Okay. I'm going to show TikTok how to join first, and then I'll show YouTube. YouTube, y'all's instructions are just a tad bit different, so hang tight for a few seconds. I'm also going to set the timer for 10 minutes. YouTube, or excuse me, TikTok, in order for you guys to lock in. Okay. You guys are going to click on my profile picture up at the top twice. Now, I am on 2 TikToks. I'm on 2 TikTok accounts, okay? The one that says tired of your own BS, let's fix it. You guys are on my backup account. So my profile does not look like this. However, the link is still the same, okay? You guys are going to click where it says stand.store. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. And the price has been marked down from $597 to $349. You can scroll down. Feel free to read my reviews. I don't mind. Enter your name and quadruple check your email address. You guys, this is really important. The email address that you guys put in is where everything is going. Sometimes the autocorrect gets you. Sometimes you misspell Gmail or something like that. Please quadruple check that, okay? You can enter your name, quadruple check that. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break that payment up. And then you're going to click this blue button right here that says Start My Glow Up. Within 30 seconds tops, you will be receiving your very first email from Stan. That's just order confirmation, letting you know everything went through. The second email that will be right behind it will say Jasmine Spencer invited you to join Glow Up Academy. That is me, okay? Open that second email. You will see a yellow button that says Join Now. When you click that, you should have full access inside of Glow Up Academy. All right. Now, I have had several students who tell me that second email that says Jasmine Spencer invited you to join Glow Up Academy has shown up in the promotional tab. I've had 2 students that said it showed up in the spam folder. So please check all of those folders. If you did not get any of those emails, that's because there was a spelling mistake. But no worries, we will fix it right here on live. So please do not leave my live until you confirm that you are fully inside of Glow Up Academy and you see everything, okay? YouTube, in order for you guys to lock in, you guys are going to leave the live. You're going to come to my YouTube channel and then click this link right here that says stand.store. And then here we are, same thing. Become the woman who actually follows through. And it is marked down to $349 for the next 8 minutes. Scroll down, feel free to read my reviews, enter your name and quadruple check your email address. You can use Afterpay or Klarna, and then click this blue button that says Start My Glow Up. Okay? All right. Let me go ahead and send out that secondary email. You guys, the second email I send out manually. And the reason why is so that you don't have any fees, dues. That's what makes it lifetime access. So I need you to confirm to me that you have received both emails and that you are inside. Okay. Very good. Very good. Crystal. I'm not sure if she's on YouTube or TikTok. Crystal, I'm waiting on you. Please let me know you got your email. Please, please, please do not leave. Some of y'all be leaving, but y'all know how we do, because I don't know what your email address is supposed to be to know if you received it or not. So that's why I need you guys to let me know you got your email. Okay. All right. While I wait for Crystal, let's do some of our affirmations this morning. Okay. Yes. Please check your email, Crystal. Let me know that you received that second one. And then make sure you're fully inside. Click on the link, click on the email that says Jasmine Spencer invite you to join Globe Academy and confirm to me that you're fully inside. I should see that member count go up. Okay. Here we are. Let's see what we got. How about this one? Progress, not perfection, is my focus. Progress, not perfection, is my focus. She said, where's the link? Yes. So all you're going to do, you're going to click on my profile picture, come to my profile. Don't forget you're on my backup account, so the pictures don't look the same, but the link is still the same. You're going to click where it says stand.store, okay? And then that's it right here. Become the woman who actually follows through, okay? And it is marked down to $349 for lifetime access. Enter your name, quadruple check that email address. You can use Afterpay or Klarna, and then click this blue button that says start my glow up, okay? Progress, not perfection, is my focus. Absolutely. Some of you guys get hung up with being perfect. Some of y'all won't even create the content because you want the perfect lighting, the perfect aesthetic, the perfect this, the perfect that. And you spend all this time just trying to be perfect, failing to realize all you're doing is wasting time. Because the more you do something, the better you get. And like I said earlier, I don't have to convince you of that. You know that's true. How many of you guys knew how to do your job before you actually got the job? Nobody. Everybody had to be trained. You might have had experience, but you didn't know how to do that job. They still had to walk you through a whole training process. They had to sign you off on each step. You had to review the SOPs. Didn't matter how many years of experience you had, you still had to be trained on how to do that particular job. You did not know how to do that particular job. You were trained. You had to go to work every single day. And over time, you got better and better and better. So I don't know why we think that doesn't apply to anything else in life. That is so far from the truth. Progress, not perfection. The more you do it, the better you get. Stop worrying about the things that don't matter. This goes back to lack of confidence. It really does. I spend way more time helping women build their confidence and follow through with the promises that they made to themselves than anything else. I cannot stress this enough. Stop overthinking. It is getting you nowhere. The only thing you are doing is wasting time. Progress, not perfection, is key. Okay? Don't you ever forget that. Let's see. Ooh. I have the strength to overcome any setback. I have the strength to overcome any setback. And you better believe it. You sure do. You sure do. I'm telling you, life be lifing. True or false? Life lives. And if you got through whatever you went through in life, it amazes me how people don't think they have the ability, they don't have the ability to record a 30-second video. It amazes me how many people don't think they have the ability to record a 5-minute YouTube video. 5 minutes. But look at what you've already overcome. Change your thoughts, change your life. Crystal, let me see if I see. Okay. Crystal, I see you inside, so you are good to go. Amber, let me send you yours. Amber, check your email. I just sent you the secondary email. Let me know that you got that and you are fully inside. Okay. I'm waiting on Amber. All right. Let's see. I take action towards my goals every day. You better be. I take action towards my goals every day. Get off these apps, get off these apps, get off these apps. I post my content, I host my lives, and I get off the apps. I'm not scrolling. I'm out living life. A lot of people don't even realize how much time they waste by scrolling. Your time is valuable. And I'm sorry that you don't see it that way, but I'm here to tell you that it is. And the life that you want, it's not found from scrolling, it's found by doing. A lot of times, too, we don't realize how much we're influenced by the things that we consume on these apps. You might think you want to do a particular business because you see that it's trending, right? And you want to get in where you fit in. But if you were to get off of these apps and you spend time by yourself, you might realize, actually, I have no interest in that type of business. I want to do this. My purpose is doing this type of content. But you only arrived at that conclusion because you closed the apps and started thinking for yourself. Gotta get off these apps, y'all. I cannot make this up. You have got to get off these apps. I take action towards my goals every day. Just do 30 minutes. Start with 30 minutes. Instead of scrolling, just do 30 minutes. Like that, I'm not asking for a lot. If y'all think 30 minutes is a lot, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. At that point, I don't even know what to tell you. Let's do a confidence one. I am capable of achieving my dreams. I am capable of achieving my dreams, and you better stand on it. Yes, I got you. You better stand on it. You better act like you know who you are. You better put some respect on your name. Okay? YouTube, in order for you guys to lock in, you're going to leave the live and come to my channel, and then click right here where it says Stand Up Store. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. Okay. We have a few seconds left. Rachel, I'm still waiting on you. Okay. You guys, I should see that member count go up. I need to know that you are fully inside because I can't send you the message if you're not inside. I need you physically inside. Okay. So just click on that yellow button for me. All right. Because as soon as I get off of here, I send you guys messages. So I need to know what you're struggling with. So I need you inside. Okay. And then plus that email, that's how you get in lifetime access. There's no fees or anything like that. So that's why I need you guys to click it and let me know you are inside. If there was a spelling mistake, we can fix it, correct it right here, and I'll still get you where you need to be. Okay. But that's why I need to know that you are fully inside. Okay. It's okay to leave my comfort zone. Good morning. It's okay to leave my comfort zone. It's okay. Change your environment. Change the people you're around. Change your habits, change your routines. That's why I said slowly but surely, taking a half an inch out. When you try to change everything at once, it's not sustainable and you're going to fall right back into your old routines. That's why I keep telling you we do slow, small steps because it becomes your new identity. It starts to become who you are. So the next thing you know, you're not even thinking about it. Just like when you get up out of bed and you brush your teeth, I hope you don't think about it. You just do it. You just do it. It's just second nature to you. That's what all of this is going to end up being if you run the play like that. If you take slow, small steps, it becomes a new routine that you're no longer thinking about. It just becomes who you are. This is also how you avoid burnout. There's a reason why I tell you guys to do the things in the way in which I tell you to do them. Stop trying to change everything all at once. Some of y'all have all these goals. You want to lose weight. You want to start a business. You want to do this. You want to do that. It's too much at once. It's too much going on at one time. And it's not sustainable. But if we focus on one thing first, and that's why Glow Up Academy is lifetime access, because most of the time there are lots of different parts of your life you want to change. But we're going to tackle one thing at a time. Not all 20 things. That's what I said. One thing. One idea, one goal. We're going to start there. And then once you're seeing success in that one thing, now we're going to add something else. and something else and something else and something else. And the next thing you know, you're a whole new woman. And it's really who you are. You embody it. You're not just saying it, or you're not just pretending to have a business. No, you really have a business. You really believe in yourself. Confidence is quiet. You don't have to let everybody know how confident you are. A true confident woman, it's seen. She don't have to say nothing. It's seen. It's embodied. So these are why I'm telling you to do the things I tell you to do and how I tell you to do it. Rachel, I'm waiting on you, babe. And then we are closing this out. Uh, let's see. Here we go. Things won't get better until you think better. Things won't get better until you think better. If you carry that negative energy with you, it's going to be nothing but negativity. Let go of the shame, the guilt, the resentment, and the regret. Let it go. Those emotions aren't doing anything for you. They are weighing you down. They are keeping you stagnant. Forgive yourself, move forward, do better. It is really that simple. Okay, let me check. Let me refresh my page 1 second. Mm-mm-mm. Yes. Okay. Rachel, you are inside. Okay, perfect. Everyone is where they're supposed to be. Make sure you guys follow me so you don't lose me. They do steal my videos and they do make fake accounts and they turn around and message you. YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe. For those of you guys who joined Glow Up Academy, I'm hopping in now. You'll get a message from me in the next 5 to 10 minutes. For those of you guys who didn't, I'm glad you are getting the results that you want. And for those of you guys who do want to change your life, but you just don't feel like Glow Up Academy is the space, or you do not feel like I'm the life coach for you, the only advice I can give you is this. Get off of these apps and go live your life. You only have one life to live, and it's worth more than scrolling. Stop escaping a life that you're not happy with and embody and build a life that you want. It really is as simple as that. And you would realize how simple it is if you just got off of TikTok, if you just got off of Instagram, if you just got off of YouTube. Go live your life. Okay? Okay. Happy Mother's Day to the mothers on here. Happy Sunday. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. To my students, I'll see you guys in a few minutes, okay? Bye, you guys. Bye, YouTube.